What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us today. Yet another edition of Throwback Thursday. Jeff, I know you've been enjoying the content as much as I've been enjoying digging through and putting it all up and together.
I'm not gonna lie. I was trepidatious watching this, especially my stuff. I hate watching my stuff, you know that. But it's been interesting to go back and watch it because, as I said, I become less of a dick as the shows go on Talk Wrestling, which is thank God I did because the first show was so bad. But man, you have been like reaching into the vault, man. I almost feel like I want to grab Mickey Mouse on SNL. I'm like, no, protect the content. They didn't sell. So man, such good stuff to watch, and today is no exception, sir.
Yes, thank you once again to Aaron Rift of the NoDQ YouTube channel, James Hebert of the JH95/FTW Productions, Noel Foster from the Simple Man brand, and of course, you, good sir, for the
Yes.
Jeff Meacham Network, for allowing me access to all the content that was previously discussed in private
Yes.
amongst all of you guys, because there are limitations about what can and can't be posted, but
Yeah, unfortunately.
especially a big thank you once again to Aaron Rift for allowing me access to the no DQ stuff. That stuff has really helped make the process and the Throwback Thursdays succeed and thrive, I think.
Absolutely.
Sit back, relax, everybody, enjoy as we bring to you yet another week of Throwback Thursday content.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the stat boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Casa D18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show. Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from J. Hebert Studios.
The following program contains strong language that is not suitable for young children. Viewer discretion is advised.
The following announcement has been paid for by the Indy Force Podcast.
I love it when a plan comes together.
We are live. Well, pre-recorded. Don't pay attention to that. It's fine. Welcome to the Indy Force Podcast for nerds, weebs, and dorks of fortune. It's pre-recorded because my Wi-Fi box is still a piece of shit. And I'm not the only one. And I'm just going to make this announcement now. Mike has to be on mobile because it is so fucking goddamn hot out that his Wi-Fi box just busted where he's at. So, don't give us shit. It ain't our choice. It's the best we got.
Welcome to Heatwave 2023.
Yeah, it
You thought
sucks.
ECW had a good heat wave? Welcome to the Heatwave 2023.
Yeah.
Insert hashtag fuck Xfinity in the chat below.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make this a trend. We're gonna ride it until they decide
Also
to cut our
say
connection.
fuck OBS in the chat.
Yeah, no, OBS has been okay, at least for recording. So we'll be okay.
2 minutes later. Fuck OBS!
Oh, we're gonna jinx it.
Yeah, probably. No, in our luck. But yeah.
Well, before we jinx it,
Go ahead, Case.
I was going to say, before we jinx it, should we get into the shit?
Yeah, we might as well. So real quick, before anything, I do want to say this is going to be the last time we do the old format. We're going to be kind of discussing that after our main event topic. There is going to be a bit of a change going forward when it comes to the Indy Force Podcast. We're going to be discussing that later on in time, so stay tuned for that if you want to know what we have planned, essentially, for the Indy Force going forward. But we also have Weymouth Youth Wrestling as well. I know people have been asking questions. We do have a huge update. That is going to be the main event topic, and we're also going to be talking about other shit as well along for the ride. So, yeah, we had a completely different main event topic in mind, and then shit aligned, and we knew that people were actually talking about WOW. They wanted to know what the fucking status was. There was, I forget his name off the top of my head, but there was a specific person that actually commented on the intro video on my channel. I'll leave a, I don't know, an iCard to your channel or something. Go subscribe. I don't know. But
has no videos. Is single.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, go subscribe to a non-uploading channel, but why not?
This isn't a person.
But yeah. Otherwise, we're gonna be talking about some wrestling. We're gonna be talking about some video games, some movies, and some combat sports, basically. So that's kind of what we got. We got a couple. We got one music topic, one YouTube topic, and then our YouTube topic to round it all out. So
in other words, a regular Indy Force episode.
Basically, the final one of the old format, which again we're going to be discussing afterwards. But that being said, our first topic is AEW Forbidden Door, which Nikos and I had a very fun time watching. For those who did not watch it already, boom, there's the call. I was on with Noah Foster. But yeah, AEW Forbidden Door was pretty damn good show. We're not going to be reviewing all the tidbits because Lord knows you've had enough of that with all of our podcasts.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What's up? Hello? Nikos, you cut out. What's up?
No, as soon as you said Forbidden Door, the internet for you and Casey just shit yourselves.
Oh no, did it really? Well, it didn't for me. I don't know. I think it did for you, bro.
Yeah, I can still hear everybody.
Yeah,
so.
you were freezing on your end, so that might be a you issue. Anyway,
okay, give me 1 second.
Don't worry about it. Oh, for fuck's sake! All right, we gotta wait now because
what an incredible start to the last Indy Force of the year.
No, it's not gonna be the last Indy Force of the year. We're gonna have that new format done by the time he's back. Anyway, okay. So, yeah, Forbidden Door, we watched it. Nikos and I had a very good time watching it. That show was, I think, probably the best show AEW's done from, like, top to bottom, and I don't even know how long because of all the bullshit that happened. And for once, AEW finally produced a fucking show that was just mindless entertainment and fun with great wrestling, great character development, and, yeah. All in all, good shit. I think it was their best show in a long while.
Not to mention the fact that for the first time in 3-4 years now, I am once again predictions champion.
Again, yes, you got the belt. I think you have
motherfuckers.
Yeah, I think you've even retained the belt in the impromptu predictions as well. So you've been on a roll since. Yeah, Nikos is the champ. He's got 3 belts now. Fucking just absolutely eviscerated people. So yeah, that was the thing.
How sad is it that I don't watch weekly wrestling and I swept an entire card?
No, you know what? I think it's...
You know what? That seems to be a trend with us.
Yeah, I think that's just... It is what it is. Like, I've barely kept up with the product weekly. Like, I'm going to be calling Blood and Guts. No idea what's happened between Forbidden Door and at this point. I have no fucking clue. Because I'm thinking to myself, at this point, the promo packages are probably going to tell me. Uh-oh. We see Nico... We see a panoramic shot of Nikos' ceiling. But yeah. Good show overall.
Call.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, my dad was trying to call me.
Okay. So yeah, good show overall. Nikos, what did you think of it?
I thought it was a really great show. Like, memes aside, I thought everything was well done, finally. I thought I would... honestly, I was not expecting the outcome of certain matches. Like, I don't know if we're going to discuss it later in the match, but I think the main event, how the ending happens, was not expecting that, even though I predicted for the other guy to win. Right. I have a bone to pick with to the critics of a certain match that really grinds my gears. I don't know if we're...
I think I have an idea of what you're talking about. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So, I'm sure you all have noticed by now, or at least seen, For those of you who haven't seen it, oh shit, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry, don't have a stand for this. All right,
Yeah, go for it.
So, for those.
Yeah, okay, so he keeps getting a call.
Sorry, I keep getting calls, so...
Yeah, just answer the fucking call. I'll pause it. For fuck's sake. Tell them... Alright, we're back. As you were saying, with the critics of the one particular match, I think I have a feeling I know where you're about to go with this.
So, for those of you who haven't seen Forbidden Door yet, spoiler alert, I'll give you a couple seconds to click out of the video, fucking... watch some other shit on YouTube. I don't really care.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, spoil.
Okada's a bitch-ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife.
God damn. Besides Okada being a bitch-ass motherfucker, apparently.
But no, Mr. Ocean Spray and Mr. Delta Omegas, once again, for the 16th time, put on a belter match that was quite to be expected as a above 5 stars.
Yeah.
The minute before these two locked up, Dave Meltzer's just sitting in his chair going, 5 stars, 5 stars,
yeah,
5
exactly,
stars,
probably,
5
yeah.
stars. From the word go, this match excelled their Wrestle Kingdom 7 fight.
Right.
And I had the opportunity to watch it with Mike and Casey during like one of our days off. I thought it was good, but this tops it in terms of what was going on with AEW at the time with its feuding storyline of Don Callis, weirdly enough, betrays Omega.
Yeah. Yeah, it oddly fit into the story pretty well, which I was surprised at how well they booked that. But yeah.
And during my prediction, I said that Ospreay had to win because Omega was literally doing fuck all with the IWGP US title.
Right.
Like, he wasn't defending it anywhere. He was just holding it for, like, insert fucking belt collector item here.
Yeah, pretty
It
much.
would have made more sense if he had the world title, but I digress. So it made the most sense for him to drop it back to Ospreay.
Yeah. Who's now, I think, defending it in the G1 right now. I think,
Yeah.
or at the very
He's
least,
not necessarily defending it, he's carrying it into the G1.
Okay, yeah.
So again, good back and forth, great spots. But this one spot that really grinds my gears is how people criticized the moment when Ospreay hits Omega with a Tiger Driver 98. And everyone started complaining, oh my god, Ospreay's dangerous. There's no way Omega could have protected himself.
Yeah.
Why would he even do that in the first place? Like, guys. I'm gonna whisper this real closely, okay? Wrestling has been choreographed for years.
Yeah.
Everyone who makes out of it is fine.
I mean,
You fucking schmucks.
You ruined my fucking kayfabe, you piece of shit. I hope you die.
Oh, piss balls, baby.
You piss balls.
All right.
The fact that Steven Richards had to show up on a video and say, yeah, look how Omega protects his neck right here. You see, you're just filthy fucking marks that never touched grass in 20 years of your life. This is how you wrestle.
Wow.
And even Tyson Smith, a.k.a. Kenny Omega, goes on and say, guys, I've been doing this shit for years. I fought this motherfucker 16 times, and we've had, like, excellent 5-star above matches. Either put up or shut up. Y'all a bunch of fucking skank-ass marks that need to fucking get a life outside your goddamn basements.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah.
It boggles my mind how these hardcore wrestling fans will watch this and say, oh my god, that looks so real. Like, if you look closely in the replays, Omega tucks in his chin, which you're supposed to do when handling a move like the Tiger Driver, which is the end-all be-all finishing move of all Japan. It was like one of the most protective finishers during that era.
Yeah.
Patented by fucking Mitsuharu Misawa.
And that's the thing. It's like people don't... I get people don't understand the historical context, and that's fine. But, okay. Don't go and immediately assume they're in danger when you have never been in the ring once in your damn life. You don't know. I don't know. None of us know what it's like to wrestle from a professional level.
I mean, I've done amateur, but that's pretty much as far as the wheel would go.
Right, exactly. So it's like there is a level to protect yourself. That is fine. But don't assume that the shit's gonna be fucking awful. Number one. Number two, like, I don't like the fact that people are criticizing it because it was a fucking spot fest. It's like, it's pro wrestling. How many spot fest matches that have been like 4.5 or above that have gotten like a fucking high rating? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that logic.
If you want to build a match and you want to go spot heavy, you got to make sure that it's got to be enough to make it look like it's a legitimate struggle.
Yeah,
for a title belt.
Which is exactly what Omega and Ospreay did to perfection, by the way. The other thing also, because criticism on Omega for, oh, it was too spot heavy, whatever, fuck off. Oh, it was too dangerous, that Tiger Driver, oh, fuck off. Like, the only legitimate complaint you can actually make that you may have a fucking case on, otherwise you're just fucking stupid, and I don't want to waste my time arguing with you, is that the Tiger Driver should have probably been the ending spot as opposed to the fucking Hidden Blade and Stormbreaker. That should have probably been the near fall, and the Tiger Driver should have probably been the one that had it. And
if you want to say that the Tiger Driver is like the most protective finisher like ever, then yeah, I mean, there's been a few characters that ever kick out of it, but it's got to be like one of those rare moments.
Like it's the same thing when with the Burning Hammer. Like it's the most protective fucking thing ever. Like and I used our thing as an example because it was the only thing I could think of is Sean Maverick and Taka Michinoku. We hit that burning hammer on the ladder, end of the match. That was the penultimate final spot, you know? Fucking... That's the only thing that I saw a problem with that entire match, and it's like... Fuck.
And even then it's like... even then it's like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah. The other issue that I have as well is the other side of the fucking coin, which is like people rating the Danielson-Okada match lower because it wasn't the match prior to the six-man tag. And it's like, but that was fucking Clinic also, and that match ruled. Like, Meltzer doesn't rate that 5 stars, are you kidding me? Like, I would have rated both of them fucking upwards of fucking 5. I would have overrated them if I was in his shoes and had his warped mindset on how ratings go. Like,
and especially how it just ended, and especially just how it ended, and of course, spoilers. Fucking Okada submits to Danielson's fucking like submission,
which hadn't happened since Shinsuke Nakamura back in 2013.
And lest we forget, need I remind you that it was Danielson with the broken arm.
Yeah, he actually legitimately had a broken arm. Which, by the way, the bad bastard is like competing in Blood and Guts, I believe, with that fucked up arm, by the way.
No, he's not. Pac's replacing him.
Oh, did Pac replacing him? So what? He's like honestly, the manager or some shit? Replacement. Yeah, I think he was good. Pac probably should have been the fucking first round candidate for the Blackpool Combat Club anyway, to be honest. But yeah, overall, great show. I'd encourage everybody to watch it from start to finish, even from the 0 hour. Every match delivered. The main matches had the proper story, proper context. If you want just mindless fun for about 5 hours, it's good. If you want just mindless fun for 4 hours, it's good. Like, if you want to skip the pre-show and just watch the main show, it's like 4 hours of fun.
Yeah. I will say my main, like, I wouldn't say criticism, but concern that made me go, what the fuck? they had the AEW Championship in the beginning of the card, which threw me off completely.
But I understand.
You know what? It makes sense because
MJF
MJF is the kind of guy. Get my match on first, so I can get the hell out of here and get back to my.
I do not want to
away from all these sweaty marks. That don't deserve to breathe my air.
I don't want to deal with New Japan. I think it's a super indie and nothing more. That's essentially what he said. Like, it fits with his character dynamic. And you know what? Like,
coming from the dude that works at the fucking super indie company. Okay.
Yeah. No, I get what he.
I think that's the joke. I think
that's kind of the.
I think it's funny as hell. It's the pot calling the kettle black. That's just super funny.
Well, yeah, it's a good show. I would definitely encourage anybody to watch it and have a fucking open mind, for God's sake. Like, seriously, like, don't fucking just immediately just get frustrated because you don't know shit. Fucking ask around.
We will tell you shit.
People like that, I don't understand. Like, you could ask Noah or somebody, he'll give you a whole history lesson and make it entertaining for you to understand. Jesus
Christ.
That,
dude. All you gotta do is
get him to breathe.
That's true.
For all of you.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's true, Nika, Casey. We might need to get a fucking oxygen tank for Noah at this point. Goddamn. Like, I was on a fucking call with him, and I thought the dude wasn't going to be able to breathe during the match.
Dude, Owen needs an oxygen. Dude, you need an oxygen tank. Like, I saw your stream during the Omega Ospreay fight, and you were screaming your lungs out, bro.
Yeah, he kicked out of a fucking tiger driver. What did you expect me to
It wasn't just that. Fucking Ospreay hits Omega in the head with a screwdriver. He kicked, and he managed to put his foot on the rope, and you just screamed.
Yeah. You mean like I do for WYW shit?
If
some healing shit's gonna go down, what am I gonna do? I'm a JR it. I'm a JR it. I'm a scream.
That's actually kind of rare.
I'm a scream.
You're quite literally JR it.
Yeah.
What am I else gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be like, oh, son of a bitch. That's what I do. Good God Almighty!
Or you could just be like JR and beat the shit out of Eric Bischoff.
I mean, I could, but I think he'd probably actually legitimately destroy me in a fight, to be fair, even at his age. Anyway, so good show. Go check it out. Go check out the watch-along that we did, Noah and I. It was fun.
Volume warning, to be exact.
Yes, exactly.
Just to prepare you. Volume warning.
Yeah, volume warning for sure. I don't know what I thought the volume control was good on StreamYard, although I did scream.
No,
dude, I listened to you while I was trying to sleep. As soon as I get to the Omega match, I woke up with a loud. I'm like, fucking what?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Why are you listening to me to sleep? That's fucking odd. What the hell?
I wasn't trying to. I was just watching the phone, and I'm just like dozing off of it.
That's fair. I do that too. I do that with people I fucking like all the time. I'll just fucking put on their content and be like, me. Anyway, Fight Forever. We're gonna move on from one AEW topic to the next. Fight Forever. Nikos and Mike have played it. I believe Casey and I, unless I'm wrong, we still have yet to play it, correct?
That is correct. I still have yet to play it. I intend to, but I have not done so yet.
Nikos, we'll start with you. What did you think of the AEW Fight Forever video game? Because I believe you are the first one to play it. Oh, also, before you begin, Casey, we hear the clicking of the controller, so just for the record. Continue.
So as soon as I picked it up from GameStop and finished work, I went home, installed the game, played it for an hour, and I basically went into the training mode, played as Miro, CPU was Sammy Guevara, so I had an hour of fun with that. Gameplay's exactly like No Mercy, where you move around in the same way that No Mercy moves around. The pin is the same thing as, when you have the GameCube, but how you normally pin with, think it was like L2 or L1.
Oh, what the fuck? I don't think it was. I think it might have just been down an A on Day of Reckoning, but I think it's L2 with No Mercy.
No, not the Day of Reckoning, No Mercy.
Yeah, that would have been N64.
No Mercy with C down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that. What else? What else? Running. You can only run in like one direction by pressing the circle button. But I'm trying to get back into the game to go into the button settings so I can switch around a couple things, because apparently you can do that to make it yourself easier. Like if you want to play this game like how you would in either No Mercy or hell in 2K14, you could. But again, I feel like that can be solved in like a later patch, because I know there's some things in the game like CAW creations that are not really up to par that well.
They are. They don't feel good.
Yeah, that's actually
It feels like
the
you're
one
trying to
criticism.
make a toy out of clay. Like you're not working with molded plastic, you know. It feels fucking weird.
Nice.
And the same could be said with the character models for this game, because you say CAW is like playing with molded plastic. The CAW, the fucking models look like melted plastic. Like,
Well, some of them look really good. Like, I don't know where all the money for Jeff Hardy came from.
Right.
Because Jeff looks really good for, like, no fucking reason, and I don't know why.
Like, the minute I see Punk, all I see is...
Yeah. I'm almost, again, not that I like even thinking that it may have been done on purpose, but part of me wonders, because of who was developing the game, if they did it on purpose, to fuck them up on purpose. Which is like, you gotta have to ask that question with how petty they've been lately, especially. But it's a thing. Continue.
They have included match modes: 1-on-1, 2-on-2 tag team, fatal 4-way, triple threat.
Yeah.
Can't you go up to like 5-on-5?
5-on-5, and the steel wire, the fucking
barbed wire death match.
Barbed wire death match, which I've seen. I haven't played it because, again, I'm still trying to get used to the controls. But from what I've seen of videos of other people playing it, it's good.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah,
and especially with the gore and the blood, like they upped that scale high.
Yeah.
Like
dude,
they want you to make it look like
perfect.
They want you to play like the bloodiest matches ever. And fun fact, if you go through story mode, which I'm going to get into in a sec, there is a specific match leading up to the barbed wire death match. If you lose that specific match, there is a setting that you can change in the death match from explosion to historic, which basically means you can recreate the botch explosion from Revolution.
Yeah,
and
that was the funniest thing, yeah.
Honestly, I'm not mad with it now. Like,
No.
I stopped watching weekly AEW because of that botch, but now,
well,
I'm glad that they managed to turn it into a meme.
Yeah, I mean, they turned it into a meme. They turned it into a meme the day
I will
after it
say
happened.
this. I will say this. I am very glad that they just own their mistakes.
Well,
but I will
For the
say
most part.
the one thing about the match specifically that I'm kind of confused on is I thought that the big explosion would be the ending. Like, you don't continue. Apparently, the match stops if you manage to get a pinfall in before the explosion. So, if you can't manage to get a pinfall or submission before the explosion, and after the explosion hits, you got to continue fighting until one of you guys win. Which I'm like,
is fucking great, I think.
I mean, in my opinion, I feel like once the ring explodes,
It should be over, but I think
it should be over.
I think it's cool that they keep that little element, though, for the gameplay, because you could tell they intended for this game to be arcade style and for it to be a legit tournament scene with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, that was the entire intention of this game. Like, there was no bullshit about that. I think that's why they kept the match going after the fact. Otherwise, it probably would have ended, like it does in regular pro wrestling. But they wanted to keep it going for a tournament play. I think that's the main reason. I think that's they obviously. This is not your typical wrestling game like it with the 2K series. It's supposed to be strictly for tournament.
It is.
a
No, it's not
fighting
even strictly for tournament. It is a wacky, who gives a fuck fun game that has, and I don't mean to say this in like an incorrect manner, has a literal shitload of moves.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I swear to God, the ability to have 5 different finishers on one character in different like circumstances
Yeah.
really helps.
Yeah, it does. For sure.
I would probably say, from everything I've heard, it is for AEW what All Stars was for WWE.
Yeah, although I think a little less theatrical, because there is still some semi-realism. But yeah, for the most part, it's basically...
I mean, as their first game, they wanted to make it look grand. So hopefully, like, either a patch, or if they're making enough funds to plan on making a second game, they could.
I mean, they have the Tony Khan piggy bank, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they have the infinite fundraiser called Tony Khan.
Well, so long as there's no more screw-ups, I'll be honest about that, because...
Right.
Yeah.
So there is also a shop in the game where you play enough matches, you earn AEW bucks, as they call it. You use the bucks to...
Are they counterfeit?
I mean, you could still purchase them, anything you want. Hell,
okay.
You can purchase...
Do they have the faces of Matt and Nick Jackson on them?
Do they?
I don't think so. I think it's just like regular dollars.
God damn it.
I know, missed opportunity, but what are you going to do?
Fuck, man?
Very much a missed opportunity.
Yeah, you can tell that's how they're
some characters. Like, I know Cody Rhodes is a character that you can purchase if you save up like enough.
Poor Cody, by the way. Melted face syndrome, like to the nth level.
I don't think he gives a shit, bro. He's getting paid from both fucking ends of that video game side. He's making bank.
You can also purchase outfits, poses for your CAW characters, barricades, ring padding, canvases. So if you want to make your own CAW league in the game and you want to say, I want to make it look more New Japan with the blue barricades or the steel blue barricades and the blue padding, you can do that.
The blue bicycle racks.
Blue bicycle racks, sure, you can do that.
I love the blue
weapons
rack.
you can also buy through the shop, and I think there are some other items that are limited only to, like, if you connect it to like the store, or like the PlayStation Store or whatever. There's like a special deal going on, but you know that may be changed later on.
But their CAW leagues are. Like the CAW creation is a bit of an issue, though.
It's an issue, but a simple patch can like literally fix it in the future if they so choose.
And a large DLC pack that they're going to release separately.
Oh,
that's going to be like $20 to get all this extra shit that's going to fix pretty much quality of life improvements for the game right now. That's what they really need.
How? Here's a question for you. How's tag team match in the game? Have you gotten to that point?
I have not gotten to tag team match.
It's very well put together. It's No Mercy tag team. So you don't really have to deal with the interruptions. However, you can switch over characters when needed, which feels very good.
Oh, so we do have that option. All right. So maybe something we talk about in the future then, if they do have that option. Obviously, we're going to kind of go around the entrance bit with that, but yeah.
I'll be honest with you, it's not.
Well, how good is the match play though?
The match play itself, from everything that I've played, and this is only because I'm a fucking No Mercy veteran, is good. It's very well put together. It feels tight when it needs to feel tight. But it's not for everyone. I don't think that you and Case are going to really enjoy this game as much as
that's fine. No, that's fine. And dude, who knows? I might. I mean,
keep in mind, I have plenty of experience with Revenge and No Mercy growing up as well. Not to your extent, but I certainly got my time in with them.
No, that's absolutely fair. It's just I don't think you guys are going to enjoy it the same way that.
No, you're fine.
Because I like janky, hokey, stupid bullshit.
That's fair.
As evidenced by you showing me the the way to get the Into the Spider-Verse animation style in Miles Morales.
How many people can you have in tag matches? Is it like standard tag or is there
5.
6-man tag?
5-on-5.
Oh wow. Okay, so they went the full fucking length with that, which is good.
They went with a cut feature from, what is it? Fire Pro? Fire Pro had a 5-on-5 mode that didn't work till the newest update, I think, that just came out a little while ago. I could be wrong. I heard bits and bobs, but I'm not 100% sure.
Right, okay. Okay, good to know. Alrighty. Well, with that said, Mike, while we're waiting for Nikos to come back on, other than there he is. Other than that, other than the tag team thing, what else did you think about the game, like, personally?
Oh, the story mode's the best story mode put in a wrestling game. Because it isn't about... To give an example why I'm not a big fan of the 2K games, fucking everything's social media. Everything is social media.
Yeah.
You're having a rivalry with someone. Fucking Twitter beef? Really?
Yeah, 2K is the reason I stopped doing Twitter beefs, by the way.
Yeah, it's really silly and stupid, and it's uninteresting and not fun.
Yeah.
And my major thing, and this is just me, and this is saying from somebody who cares, I love the fact that this game, for story mode, goes, hey, here's you and a character talking at a restaurant somewhere, or at the Washington Monument, or someplace in California, or somewhere in Italy. Like,
right.
You travel the globe and you go do stuff around the globe. How you spend your weekend time as an athlete, training, doing photo shoots, doing all this shit, there's a lot of stuff that you can do in-game that you can't do anywhere else in the rest of the space.
Right.
Is it really short? It's incredibly short. Why? Multiple fucking playthroughs. Because you're not going to see everything on your first time going through it based upon the paths that you take. And it has my favorite stupid fucking thing I've ever seen in a wrestling game the entire time I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you guys want me to spoil it or not. I won't if people tell me not to.
No, I'll say it for the audience, but you can spoil it. I don't give a shit. But 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Click off now. We spoil.
So, when you're going for the World Heavyweight title, your character has a moment in the backstage, fucking, like, kind of like having that moment of, can I do this? Can I really beat the World Heavyweight Champion? Am I good enough? Like, the conversation that you would kind of expect.
Yeah.
And then you have a fucking wrestling match in your own head, in your own mental fucking arena, against the shadow version of you.
That's cool.
That's super sick to me.
That's super
it's
cool.
Like, wait, I'm fighting all my bullshit right now? Everything? That's pretty dope.
It's interesting, to say the least. It's something new.
To say the very least.
It's brand new.
You don't see
I love
any of the WWE games do that.
No, you don't.
But the idea, like, the internal struggle becomes a physical altercation with you and the shadow version of you. By the way, every character in the game has a shadow version, and I believe it's an unlocked costume. And it's kind of dope.
That's awesome.
Oh, does that mean I can fight CM Punk's fucking toxic mental state in a match if I manage to unlock it?
Dude, you don't need to fight his toxic mental state. You just need to fucking listen to him talk.
Hey, you same thing goes for the Young Bucks, by the way. They're both just as bad as the other, by the way.
Everybody in wrestling is petty. It doesn't matter what it is. Everyone's a fucking weirdo idiot that does stupid idiot dumb shit. But, that being said, if you're looking for a dumb arcade game that genuinely cares about the money that you spend, play this. Try it out. Take your time with it. You'll really enjoy this game. If not, then my recommendation is to either pick up the newest 2K game or pick up Fire Pro. Give yourself something that's really good.
Fair enough.
But and as someone who owns
fun.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's good. This game is fucking fun.
Good shit. All right. Well,
and
that's it.
as someone who owns both the AEW game and 2K23,
yeah,
2K23, like, I know it has like a repertoire of like constantly changing their stylization in like matches, but at least in the AEW game, it tries something new and it's fresh. And again, with the story mode that we got, yes, it's a little short, but hey, it sticks to the point of what it's trying to achieve. It's based off real events.
Right.
It's not like some imaginary like road to WrestleMania thing of, oh, I gotta fight a jobber at the main event of WrestleMania. Like, great. Like, it's a really fun game that I should actually take more time to like master.
Right.
Before they release some sort of patch. And I know that there's some characters that aren't available for the game yet now, but I'm sure they'll release it later when you progress further in the game.
Fair enough.
They're definitely going to be releasing DLC very soon.
Yeah. FTR's characters are going to be in the game as well, which is great because they were originally never going to be in the game. So that was crazy because they were like legit having like simulated wrestling matches in arenas while they were in mocap suits. I believe doing it with the Bucks at that point. And a couple other tag teams, and they were just basically going crazy. Just doing actual wrestling matches and then animating every single match at that point, which is why they were able to get the moves that they had, which is going to be very interesting when they actually are DLC, because I want to know how they're going to play in the tag team deal. Because
you can actually purchase them now. I think
are they available now?
You can buy both of them for like $11.
Well, there you go.
On like the PlayStation Store.
Fair enough. So, yeah, there you go. They're available now. Go download FTR. Top guys, baby. So we move on from one company wrestling wise to another one. This will be not really a shocker, but I did want to bring it up because people thought I was crazy when I predicted that shit was going to go south in a hurry ever since the official announcement.
Do you mind if I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Vinnie Mac is back, baby!
Yeah.
Let's go!
Yeah. Vinny...
Let's fucking go!
So I'm not really going to rant, because...
My wrestling childhood is saved!
Yeah, whatever.
I can't believe it! The pedophile with the mustache is back!
Yo, Mickey Mouse... Yo, fucking Walt Disney...
Other pedophile with
took him
the
out the chamber
mustache.
too soon.
Yeah, exactly. No need to really rant about it, because I'm not surprised. I'm not at all. I just find it funny that I was... And they know I was going to mention this, so this is not a shock to them. But, funny. I was called dense on the air for this opinion. Lo and behold, I was right once again.
Petty fuck.
I was right once again. Vince is already back, and he's already made changes exactly how I said he was going to, and giving Triple H a very, very hard time. I believe he has changed a couple of storyline angles that Triple H has already booked, one of them being the entirety of the SmackDown Madison Square Garden show, which, by the way, there's also a watch-along on Jeff Meacham and JJ's channels for that, as well as Noah and I's. Yeah, it happened. It was clearly a Vince show. You could tell it was a Vince show, and it was absolutely confirmed Vince had a hand in booking that show. On top of that, apparently he also came in and booked certain segments of SmackDown, I think last week, including one which was controversial, but actually for the reason nobody expected, but we already covered that on Open Mic Night. It was the Shotzi segment, but he apparently had a hand in producing that, which was probably the only noble thing Vince has done in a long while, fucking, to be honest, because the segment involved Shotzi shaving her head in a segment because she was actually doing an angle, but in reality she was shaving it also as a double entendre because her sister is battling cancer. So that's the whole reason she shaved her head. People were shitting on it because they thought it was a Vince segment, which they, I guess, were right, and if the rumors are true. And then Shotzi just straight up said, I did that by choice because my sister's battling cancer, you cunts. So, yeah. Way to assume, dickheads. Yeah, so that was probably the only good thing, but he left Bailey off the show. She's been a fucking integral part of the show lately. And on and on and on. Basically just last minute rewrites as per the fucking usual. To the point where even LA Knight was left off the show and in a hype segment. Dummy, he was
a champion,
He was left off the show, and because he was left off the show, they had a pre-hype package for him before the show went on the air. That is the highest rated segment, even above Roman Reigns, above Cody.
Just turn him face.
Yeah.
Just turn him face.
How about put him on the goddamn show? Anyway.
Imagine for next year's WrestleMania, they bring back Stone Cold and have him fight LA Knight, and the whole gimmick is, who has the better
Yeah. No, it would be versus what?
Oh, dude, it would be Team Hell Yeah.
Team Hell Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. So, no, fucking...
The sad thing is, I would watch that.
Yeah, it would be fun.
I would watch that
in the next 2 years, Stone Cold's going to come out of retirement to find a bald guy, and the gimmick is, who's the better bald guy?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So, yeah, there it is.
Casey, I bet you can kick his ass.
Right.
No comment.
Yeah, so after that little rundown, very quick rundown.
A wrestling rundown, if you will.
Check that out. iCard here. Yeah. iCard right here. Fuck me. Is anybody surprised? Is anybody legitimately surprised?
Yo, listen,
absolutely goddamn
not. Listen, it's Gomez Adams. You can't get rid of him no matter how hard we tried.
Yeah,
M. Bison over here is going to do his bullshit, and that's okay.
Yeah,
fucking Andrew Ryan over here is attempting to build another Rapture of pro wrestling, and it's clearly not fucking working.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was what it was. Yeah. Vince is back. We knew he was back. We're not. By the way, it ain't right. It ain't right, but it is what it is. Vince is a tyrant. Nobody's shocked. Fuck it.
If there's no Alex Wright, then it's not right.
I
do want to put this in perspective and out in the ether, since I think people actually agree with this, and because I said this on the podcast where I mentioned it before. Although I will say I was righteously indignant here, but I said it I'm saying it calmly here. I think it's safe to say that one of two things is going to happen now because of this being a thing. Either Vince is going to constantly keep changing shit to the point where it's going to give Triple H another cardiac event, God forbid, and then he has no choice but to retire from CEO position or whatever his fucking position is now for creative. Or B, Vince is going to straight up fire him like I predicted a while ago. But either way, I think Triple H is pretty much out the door in like the next year or two. I think it's suffice to say that that's a legitimate possibility and not completely off the fucking mark here. I think we have that premonition altogether, and it's not just a me thing, correct?
Here's what I know.
Yeah.
All right. Every time that I finish a fucking phrase here, I want to hear a yeah.
Go ahead.
Can we do that?
Yeah, we can.
Cool. So Vince is a cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll never change what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been that way for 20 years.
Yeah.
He's been that way for 30 years.
Yeah.
He's been that way for 60 years.
Yeah.
He's going to be that way till the day he dies.
Yeah.
And the only definite is the definition of him being a fucking moron and booking himself into a shoot corner all over again. Now give me a hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Here's one. So do we agree, besides all that,
yeah,
Hunter's gone?
Oh, he's done.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, what's he gonna do now?
Nothing. He's fucked. And
like,
I think
he's gonna show up to the show every single week. He's gonna pretend that he runs things instead of Vince finally saying, "Here's the literal keys to the kingdom.
Yep.
Do what you have to do." It's no, I don't want anybody touching my fucking keys.
Yep. Basically, yeah, absolutely.
Keep your goddamn hands off my motherfucking keys if you know what's good for you.
That's essentially what it is. Yeah.
That's the problem.
I'll give you another heart attack if you touch my keys.
Yeah, so... Sorry.
I'm sorry, Vince. I decided to buy myself a plaque and put it on the wall. You know what it says? It says keys.
Yeah.
Is it the plaque that's placed underneath the Tyrannosaurus skull?
Yeah, right.
Oh, fucking what a fucking ego to buy a Tyrannosaurus skull and put it mounted on your wall.
Right. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Anyway,
we're not surprised. That's
and
all you need to know.
Honestly, with the way that things are being written now, chances are we're probably going to be dealing with this whole bloodline storyline for another 4 years when Roman drops the belt to some.
I don't know, man. Inoki kicked the bucket, so we can see what happens there.
Like
Go ahead, Nikos.
I talked about this with Mike like a couple nights ago. I had this theory that where Roman broke the 1,000 days. And now he officially broken Hogan's record of 1,090 days.
Right.
Congrats. 1,090 days as champion. Woo.
Yeah, which, by the way, for the record, congrats Joe Anawahi, by the way, for that, because he does deserve at least a little bit of credit because he has to deal with a lot of this bullshit in the backstage. So I do want to give him at least his roses.
I don't want to hear it because of one simple factor, and this is all I'm going to say about it. Even in the bloodline, he is the most uninteresting fucking member.
Given his past history of the not one, not two, 6 babyface projects.
Yeah, that one failed.
It kind of leaves a nasty taste. Yeah, they made him heel. Whoopee. They should have done that in the get-go.
Yep.
But my point is,
he was a part of the Shield. He's the most uninteresting thing ever. He's now a member of he's now the leader of the bloodline, and in the bloodline, he's the most uninteresting member ever.
And now they're in a civil war with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean and look, it's a pretty damn good story if you can look past the fact that they did it like 5 years too late. Fine. We'll give you that point just to humor you. Fine.
It's just the problem now is that this story is going on for too long.
Way too long. It should have ended.
Had an end to this with Cody, but for some reason, we're still going on. And this brings me to my conspiracy theory. It may not happen, but that's why it's called a conspiracy.
Go ahead.
Yes, Roman has broken Hogan's record, but who was the one wrestler that has held a title longer than Hogan in the entire Fed?
There are 2 that I'm aware of.
Casey?
Actually 3. There are 3 that I'm aware of.
Casey, if you could run them down.
In no particular order, they are Pedro Morales, Bob Backlund, and Bruno Sammartino.
Yep.
Especially Bruno Sammartino, because he has held the title for 2,708 days, which is an equivalent of 4 to almost 7 years as champion. Now, granted, we've never seen him defend each title on television because
there was no TV.
The only televised matches are only when it's important or when it's like a major title loss that he needs to drop the belt to. With Roman's case, every Monday and Friday, we see him on TV with the belts. Every pay-per-view with the belts. And it's getting to the point now where we need to stop this before you're going to lose viewership. Because if you have Roman destroy anyone that comes in or that's currently still in the company, no one's going to care at this point. You're just going to have a place card champion.
They have. I will say, the actual drama of it is getting viewers on SmackDown. That is actually a fact. It's been the most views SmackDown's been getting in years. I will say though, sorry to cut you off, but I have to say this. You know what else was a good storyline that went way too long and that should have ended at a specific point? The NWO. Look how well that turned out. I'm just pointing it out there. The ratings tanked when they did not end it where it should have ended, and that was Sting and Starrcade. Or at the very least, if you wanted to do your NWO split storyline, the end of 98 or at the beginning of 99 without the fucking finger poker doom. But they didn't do that, and they paid the fucking price for it in the ratings. Bischoff can make all the fucking excuses he wants with that. It was only a matter of time before it happened, and he just... Okay, so we're gonna pretend like you were giving up when you know that wasn't the case. You know what it was. Vince is making the same mistakes. Right now with the Bloodline. It's gone on way too long. There's no end in sight. I don't know if there's ever going to be an end in sight. Like, you didn't need to have the title to continue the Bloodline storyline also. Can we talk about that? Like, did he actually need the title if all he was going to do was have a civil war with Jay, Jimmy, and everybody else?
He has 3 of the same fucking belts.
Yeah. Like...
He has 3 titles that are all the same thing. It's the same logo with different colored straps.
Yeah. Mustard, blueberry, and strawberry.
It is upsetting to think about that WWE's longest title in recorded history, when it comes to the day it was brought in to the day it was no longer used, was never marked as a WWE Championship originally. Yeah. And that is the WCW World Heavyweight Big Gold Belt. It is fucking sad that thing lasted 12 years in this company. The longest it's ever lasted. Now it's just, well, here's a WWE title. What is it? Oh, it's just the company logo. Why would I want to walk around with the company fucking logo?
Yeah.
That's so
your company
uninteresting.
champion.
But it doesn't matter. It's so uninteresting and shitty.
Yeah. True.
Fucking All Japan has the Triple Crown. New Japan has the fucking
IWGP.
IWGP World Heavyweight. Even fucking AEW has their World Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
It's crazy.
And the one thing that's even crazier with this is, for some reason, I don't know why, but Vince will find a way to completely scratch out the rules that he has placed in his own rule book, because the golden rule is, if you are a champion, is that you need to defend the title in 30 days or you forfeit the belt. Right?
Yeah.
Roman won his match against Cody at Mania. 30 days go by, he gets a new belt, and he defends the belt again at SummerSlam.
Yeah. Don't get that.
He is past the 30-day mark. How come he's still champion?
Yeah. Which, well, for the record, I'm not even against that because I realize now it probably should be extended if you're a world champion to 60 anyway. But even so, he's past that fucking limit by that standard.
But that means that if you're the champion, you get to pick whoever you want over the course of a month and have to defend the title fucking once if that's your choice.
Yeah, like he has not defended the belt on pay-per-view, I don't believe, since Mania. I don't think he's defended it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, he hasn't defended it since then. And that's where I have the biggest issue. If it was the following pay-per-view...
That was in what? Fucking March?
April 1st.
May?
Yeah.
No, April.
Yeah, if it was the following pay-per-view, I would have been alright with it. Like, alright, at least he's defending the belt at the next pay-per-view and not Backlash, whatever. But he didn't. Because my original argument was, like... Yeah, Roman's a good champion by the current standards because he was defending it if you actually total it up on average every 40 days. That's now increased to every 50 fucking days, that average. Because he hadn't defended it since Mania.
He's going to hold a title and not defend it till once a year.
Yeah, which is what the fuck?
Even when Brock held the title, right? For the 6 months that he would be in the company, and then 6 months that he's no longer in the company.
Yeah.
He would hold it for 6 fucking months.
Right. Yeah.
He would defend it every pay-per-view or every other week on a regular fucking show.
Yeah, it's a problem, and people it's not a problem now.
How can you call yourself a world heavyweight champion if you are not ready and willing to fucking fight every single person that comes up to you and challenges you?
It is not
just repeats.
Yeah, to kind of wrap this whole thing in a bow, it is not a problem yet, but it's going to be a problem later on down the line. It's going to be a problem in a year or 2 years from now. They need to wrap this up. They should have wrapped it up. They should have wrapped it up at Mania. Should have wrapped it up at Madison Square Garden, at least with Cody. And they haven't done that yet. They're going to be waiting way too long.
If they follow the exact same blueprint as the NWO did, then like Vince.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is, Hunter, Shane, Stephanie, the board, whoever. If this is your direction of a blueprint of how you're going to save this storyline with the bloodline of passing the torch to Jay, only to give it back to Roman like a month later, you need to be removed permanently.
Yeah, because that's what that's what they did with Lex, isn't it? Yeah.
I have to see another repeat storyline from something that happened 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's Lex Luger. When
I'm going to ram my head against a wall.
Yeah.
Because of how trivial and lazy
that is.
Modern day wrestling storyline is, especially in the Fed. And this is not new.
No, it's not.
We've seen repeat storylines from this company for years. You really think that they're not going to say, oh, I don't know, let's take a look at how the NWO did it. Oh, they had a finger poke of doom. I can work my way around that in the next year or something.
Yeah, do it somewhat different. Yeah, for the record.
Your biggest complaint for Mania was how it ended with the same repeat Clash of the Castle fucking Solo Sikoa.
Don't even get me started
distraction.
On that. Don't even get me started.
You wouldn't think they wouldn't do something similar to that, like a finger poke of doom or a push or a super kick of doom or something?
Again, we're going to go in circles with this, but yeah, we've already said all this shit before.
Yeah.
But this, just to put context in, and then we're going to move on entirely. The storyline Nikos is referring to is when Hogan lost the WCW title to Lex Luger, only to give it back to him on the next pay-per-view. That's essentially what he's referencing. I think the only difference is WWE would probably do it opposite, because why fucking have a title change on free TV? To be fair to them. Anyway, moving on to hate that is justified to the Fed, to hate that I don't know if it's necessarily justified. The new Indiana Jones movie, because I actually got a chance to watch it with my dad and uncle not too long ago. We wanted to do a movie night, and that's the movie we kind of had to pick. So we were like, yeah, let's watch Indiana Jones. I haven't watched Indiana Jones in ages. I know the plot typically. I'm not like an avid Indiana Jones film guy, so I don't know what all the other films are like. But I watched this movie, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good movie, and I heard that it was being so panned by critics. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm in the theater, and people that are coming out of that is like, it's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. And I'm like thinking to myself, well, it can't be that bad.
There's going to be some really good movies that are coming out this Friday.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure. But I'm like, which one of them we're probably going to be covering next time we come back, or at least we're going to wait until Nikos comes back. But yeah, it's weird because I went in there. I wouldn't say I was skeptical, because I kind of already was skeptical that this movie was as bad as critics said it was. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I think for the same reason Casey enjoyed the Super Mario Brother movie, I don't see the problem. I think they did copy from what you guys talked about, which we'll get into, but a different plot from a different movie. But otherwise, I enjoyed it. I thought the drama was good. I thought the script was really well done. I thought they had the perfect casting for every character's role. It was good. I didn't have an issue with it. Is the hate justified with a lot of these critics, or am I? And I'm just like, if you fucking serve shit to me on a silver screen, I'll be like, yeah, it's fine. Because, like, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of the Transformers series after the first two, because Michael Bay completely fucked that up. So I would hardly say I'm, like, totally positive on movies. But is it justified, the hate? What do you guys think? Casey and Mike, specifically. Because, Nikos, I know you haven't watched any Indiana Jones.
No.
I would probably say the critics are going a little overboard.
Yep. Mike, what is your opinion on it?
I can see where they're coming from because it's very paint by numbers. It's not a terrible film.
Right.
It's just not like, okay, here's how I look at it, right? James, let's say I'm in the kitchen, right, cooking up a dish. You've been fucking sitting there for hours waiting for me to cook up this incredible dish. And you get it, and it's really bland, right? There's nothing, like, interesting with it. It's not sweet. It's not sour. It doesn't try like any. It's not even bitter. It doesn't really have a taste to it. It's just mush.
No.
How I did the whole thing and setup and everything else looks really good, but the minute it's on the plate, even with how presentable it is, it's when you bite into it, it's just not fucking good. It's just really bitter, and you wish that you could eat something else.
See, that's fine. You probably have watched more Indiana Jones, admittedly, than probably most of us.
Oh, I've seen every single film. It's just one of those. If you're going to do this thing of setting up a brand new plot, make it fucking interesting.
I thought it was. Because I didn't know about the... What was the movie you said it took from? Because I didn't know.
It doesn't really take from anything specifically, and that's kind of the problem.
I thought you said it did. Didn't it copy like a plot from another movie?
No. We did the comparison of how it is next to the other films.
Okay.
And it's much like with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, it's very paint by numbers.
See, I thought it really wasn't, because I thought there was a lot of drama in with the because he had the goddaughter that came in. You know, she's doing her treasure stuff. I thought that was really cool, her whole dynamic, and just kind of seeing her life in an absolute shithole that it became. When she was like this innocent kid way back when. I thought that was pretty damn cool. And then from just the kid, like there obviously has to be a kid that's adventurous that there is in like every Indiana Jones movie. And it has to be an ethnic kid. It's rule number one about an Indiana Jones movie, and this much I know, you have to have an ethnic kid in the fucking movie to help you out.
Whatever. Goddamn reason.
Yeah, but it was fun. He was cool. I thought the Nazi character was great. What a fucking phrase that is.
I don't think that there's no Nazis anymore.
No, yeah, but I do like the fact that he's trying to, like, he is, like, he did the moon landing as like a distraction, like, because that's the time period this is taking place in, to like actually like get this. I forget what they call it off the top of my head, but it was basically like a time traveling trinket to like go into to go to Zeus, or no, originally it's to go to World War II or whatever, and like win the war because he found a way to actually beat the USA or whatever, and he went to the wrong time and fucked it up anyway, and they went to I think it was What was the guy's name that was in the... It was like a Greek war, I think. Or something of that. I forget the guy's name off the top of my head, because I suck at history, by the way, just for the record. But he was a Greek, like, legend, essentially, in war. And he won a war, and he wanted him to help him with his war, Indiana, to help him with his war. And the girl kind of snapped him out of his, like... sorry about that, and then Ashley does what Indiana does and punches him straight in the face to get him to knock out and then go back to their timeline and fix everything. So I thought it was good. I thought it was just mindless fun, and I actually bought into the fucking story. So maybe I'm just simple.
I mean, to each their own. At the end of the day, I'm sitting there as somebody who goes, I want my films to try something a little different and not go for what's safe.
Yeah, but I mean, put it this way: if you have a safe haven, like a safe lock per se in a film, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. What can you do to make it original enough to where it's not like the others? I thought they did that fine. I think that's a bit carried away to say they didn't. Because there was a lot of different shit in this one. I'm not saying that what they
did was bad.
Right.
Like, at all. I'm saying that the issue that I have with the film is, as a whole, is I'm not expecting a lot from a movie. But when it's taken, like, what would you say, Case? 10, 15 years since Crystal Skull came out?
Crystal Skull came out in 2007, so a little over 15 years.
Wow, that's a long while. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I at least want my film to look like it's mature. A little bit.
That's fair.
It matures with the audience that previously watched it and tries something different. From Raiders to Temple to Last Crusade.
Right.
They all do something a little different.
That's fair.
No, everybody has their own favorite film. Case, you really enjoy Last Crusade.
Yes.
I really enjoy Temple of Doom, and there's plenty of people that will all agree that they really like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
But those movies, at least, they feel like that they're from a generation that kind of gets something.
That's fair. That's fair. So yeah, I think the only thing that really took me by surprise is that Lucasfilms is actually still like a studio. I thought it would just be...
They're working on games and everything else.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised only because of that, because like Lucasfilms was like the main proprietor of actually making this movie, and Disney, and so I will say the biggest thing that caught my eye before even the movie started was that this was a collaborative effort not only with Disney but with fucking Paramount. That was surprising to me, was that Paramount actually had a helping with this production. So that could be big for the future. I don't know if they're like looking to buy out Paramount or if they're just like doing this collaborative process in the future, but I think that's pretty cool. That Paramount and Disney finally like kind of got over their bullshit essentially. But all right, final verdict on if Indiana Jones hate is justified by critics.
I would say no.
Nikos?
I mean, I have no knowledge of the Indiana Jones movie.
I don't know. It's fair enough answer. Go ahead.
I mean, I basically just see this as another Harrison Ford paycheck grab movie.
Yeah.
That's how it feels, honestly, Nikos. That's the best way to describe it. I need money, and this is easy to do, and I really don't need to act my ass off.
I don't know. I feel like he tried. I feel like he busted his ass acting. I thought he was really good, but then again, he might just be that good. I don't know. I thought he did good. Okay, so you guys think the hate is somewhat justified then? No, I'm saying specifically to Mike and Nico.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, you as well. Do you agree with that, or do you think it's...
I think that all film critics try too hard to be the loudest person in the fucking room.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so that's fair enough. So
and if it's not Schindler's List, then it's awful. It sucks.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah.
Because the Shawshank Redemption is goddamn amazing.
I agree. So yeah, that's pretty much our first block of time. It's actually a record for us, considering we actually have wrestling topic to talk about. But I think we're going to have a pretty quick second hour. We got a couple things we're going to be talking about when we come back. Street Fighter 6, MK1, UFC going on 30 years, and Lost by Linkin Park is coming up in the next block. So do not go anywhere, and we will be right back after these commercial messages.
We will be right back with the Indy Force Podcast right after these commercial messages.
A table from hell with the Psycho Asylum. An Iron Man match of factorial proportions. Man.
In this fight, I will melt you down to slag.
Versus machine.
I calculate a 0.85% chance that you will win in your current condition.
All metal mayhem. Calling Horizon.
When you throw me into the wolves, I will return leading the pack.
Vera the Garden.
I'll do anything to be the warrior on top.
For the Athena title. Best friends turned bitter rivals. Johnny Star.
Don't get in the way of the star or you'll get burned.
James the Archangel.
I'm the real star of this brand.
For the international title. The Outsider Mark Young. The Executioner Michael X. For the WYW World Heavyweight title. 2 out of 3 fall.
Inside.
In a hell in a cell. WYW Immortal. Now available on YouTube.
The people that know more about me know this. I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! Whether it's the NoDQ Galaxy, the Jeff Meacham Network, the FTW crew, Indy Force, or anything related to For the Win Productions, the gears of wrestling keep on turning, and we are here to give our thoughts, previews, and predictions.
Whenever there's a pay-per-view, Noah Foster's there to host.
Simply predicting.
Hosting pay-per-view prediction panels since 2017.
Online entertainment.
NoDQ.com. NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
Do you think you have what it takes to cut the greatest promo in professional wrestling history? Step through the ropes, pick a gimmick, and know your role. The Ring Scoops Wrestling card game is the ultimate pro wrestling fan party game. Draw cards at random, use your creativity, and cut a promo on your opponent while the audience cheers. The Ring Scoops card game. Available now.
Okay, we're going to go to a long commercial. Long.
Go to commercial. Go to commercial. Go to commercial.
No.
Damn it, not this commercial.
You guys know what you're doing in November, Noah. Come on now.
Damn it.
We now return you to the Indy Force Podcast.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everyone. We here. And now we're going to be talking about Street Fighter 6. Holy shit, what a game. What a game.
Mike has been waiting all month for this one.
Yeah, right. For real. No, it's a great fucking game, dude. For real. And I haven't even played it yet, like, fully, but, like, just watching you and Mike play it, like, it looks hella fucking fun, dude. Like,
it is. I'm not even the fighting game nerd that Mike is, and I can tell you Street Fighter 6 is fun as hell.
Yeah, which is really, really well done by Capcom and everybody involved in that. I know Lex from ATW View, or was on ATW View, now is, like, full-time worker over there at Capcom. He wanted to know what the fuck we thought about it. So, Lex, here you go. We're giving you our thoughts now, like, fully in-depth, now that two of us at least have played it.
All right, so I am ready whenever you are to throw the reins over to me.
Yeah, go
and
right
I
for
like techno-babble bullshit spiel. However, Case, I'd like you to go first and give it from a casual perspective of how your first, like, 2 or 3 hours into the game has been so far.
So I haven't done any of the multiplayer stuff because those who know me will typically tell you I'm not really that much of a multiplayer guy, especially in a competitive sense.
Right.
But what I have done in the World Tour mode, which is the tutorial for the entire fucking game, and they made it a 30-plus hour RPG, that should tell you something.
Yeah. And that's, you're talking about what we've been watching you play? Like, that's been tutorial? All that's been tutorial?
That whole thing is a tutorial, James.
Wow, that's fucking wild.
Well, because from the notes that Capcom has put out is, if fighting games are only about the multiplayer aspect and no single-player content is ever put out, the audience, like retention for the game itself, diminishes drastically.
Yep.
And because everybody's been talking about, well, the single player is so fucking good and the multiplayer is even better, that made a whole bunch of people want to buy the game. And within a month, which is a record for Capcom, they sold 2 million fucking units.
Yeah.
On their first month of the game coming out.
They're about to head, they're actually creeping up to 3 million.
Oh, I know. I've been keeping track.
The minute the Akuma DLC comes out.
Oh, dude, that's going to skyrocket to like 5.
I'm going to tell you right now, somebody's getting fucked the minute Akuma comes out, because I'm going to be dog-assing everybody online. I'm going to fuck every one of you up.
Yeah.
Satsui no Hado in my balls. I'm about to coom.
Somebody's getting fucked. Get fucked. Get fucked. Somebody's getting fucked. Get fucked. Alright, so yeah, Casey, continue with your playthrough. So that's wild to me that whole thing was training mode, but continue. Alright.
Yeah, it's training mode for how
you need a good training mode.
Yeah, but the fact that there's story around it is even better, dude. Like that shows
Yeah.
the dedication.
Well, James, do you know who the main character is for Street Fighter 6?
Yeah, well, it's fuck. I don't. You didn't mention him once. We saw him when we were doing the campaign.
No, James, who you think it is wrong. Grab a mirror, look in the mirror.
Right? Yeah. No. Yeah.
You see that
You're a
the main
creative
character
fighter. Yeah.
Is you?
It's you.
You're the main character of the Street Fighter universe now.
That's fucking.
And I'm
dumb.
like, if Capcom continues off of that design thread,
yeah,
absolutely, this game is going to do something that's brand new. And I'm going to tell you right now, no matter how fucking good story mode is going to be for the new Mortal Kombat, I don't think it's going to have that much play like shit to do in the game.
Oh wow,
it's going to make people want to come back.
So we're going to compare and contrast the two. You know what?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's do it.
Listen, it's been going on since the 90s. We're doing it here.
Here, I'll make it real easy for you. Street Fighter 6 made you the main character in the wide open world of the world.
Metro City.
City especially.
You are in the world tournament now.
Yes, you are the world warrior.
Yeah.
And you go around learning from everybody. Whereas
every fucking cast member of the game.
Whereas Mortal Kombat 12, I can't call it one. Mortal Kombat 12 is pretty much just another universe reset. There is no fucking comparison.
Yeah. Yeah, there really
I mean,
is.
you could make the argument that Mortal Kombat 12 has better graphics, but that's pretty much it.
No shit.
Mr. Mike Nikos. Mr. Mike Nikos, let me tell you something that I heard years ago off of a gentleman called Fat Man Judgeth that has stuck with me for almost 20 years as of today. Graphics don't make the fucking game.
Yeah,
that's true, honestly.
High impact gameplay that makes people feel good to hit buttons and to do simple shit is how you make people stick with your game for the next 6, 7, 8, 9 months, a year plus.
And
longer.
As much as I will admit to being a bit of a Mortal Kombat fanboy, because as little as I am a competitive fighting game player, I absolutely grew up on Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Same.
So I will not deny I have at least some section of bias there. Mortal Kombat's gonna get butt fucked.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
royally.
Badly. Yeah, horribly. That's the worst part of it. It's like they really excuse me. Gotta sneeze because of Mortal Kombat's bullshit. Sorry. Had to throw that in there. It was a sneeze. It was a prime opportunity. I think the thing with Mortal Kombat is they knew that this was going to be where Street Fighter went as well. And the fact that they didn't kind of alter the plans in the development stage when it was announced that it was going to be a fucking, like, you're the main character. It's like, you guys are fucking yourselves here.
Dude, I got you covered, dog. We're talking about a game that, like, the max level cap right now is 99. And throughout the entire game, the game straight up tells you, don't complete every main story mission right now. Go do some fights and get stronger. Then come back.
Right.
And go whoop some ass. Oh, you're not strong enough for...
against the first boss.
Bro, it's not even the first boss. When you complete the main story mode, you would think, okay, cool, I'm done. Wrong. Street Fighter gives you one more fucking challenge when you beat the main campaign. Travel the world and fight the strongest fighters in the entire game.
Right.
And I assume that takes time.
Dude, I went from 50 hours to 73 hours.
Right.
I went from level 50 to 81 to finally cap everything off today. Today. I finished it today.
Right. Which means the gameplay is going to have a lot of longevity because they're actually making you work for this shit.
You meet, to give an example, you start off, you meet Luke, you do stuff with Luke, cool, continue. Then, when you're done with Luke, you meet Marissa for the first time. You meet another character that's going to teach you new shit after you meet Luke and Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Now you're traveling the world. You're taking physical fucking tickets, airline tickets, to travel the world.
Which, by the way, can we... About Chun-Li for a second. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
That woman is near her 60s.
Bro, it's crazy.
And looks great.
Looks like she's in her... just entering her 40s. Like... And, again, still has the complexion of, like, 30. It's fucking crazy the way they fucking... I love it. Don't change
By
it.
the time
please.
I pick up this
Chun-Li,
game...
you ate way too gracefully.
Go ahead, Casey. Or Nikos.
By the time I pick up this game, when I will first encounter Marissa, I'm going to spend, like, at least 2 hours accidentally calling her mommy.
Mommy? Sorry.
That should be your entire first Street Fighter 6 stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's... The thing, too, is, like, I'm invested in it, and I want to play it at some point, because Mike and I, like, he was always the fighting game guy, and I just never was. And then we bonded pretty much over Street Fighter 4, which was fucking great. And then, now they're doing this, and it's just like, wow. Like, they really revamped the fucking fighting game scene again. They did something super original, and I love it.
Dude, they brought back a parry system.
Yeah.
They put in fucking the focus attack again as drive impact. They fucking added in dashing, so every character has incredible movement and getting around.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fucking insane to do for your video game, might I add.
Yeah.
And not only that, every single character in this game feels like that they're going to physically fuck you up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for real, man. It's fucking great. It's a really good game.
James, you've known me for years.
Yeah.
Who do I main in Street Fighter?
You mean Ryu?
Not this time.
No, you didn't.
No, this game made me go, I'm going to try Guile. Somebody that I had hated to play as for 20 years. Did not want to touch him because I don't like charge characters. They're not fun. Guile in this game is fucking incredible.
Mm.
He has the best feeling moveset in the entire game to me personally.
That's awesome.
And that's crazy that Capcom can take somebody like me who genuinely went, I don't want to play this fucking character.
And made you go.
Yeah.
You want to now. You want to. By the way, Mike, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, cool. You cut out for like a second, but we're good. But yeah, I think Guile, judging by from what you said, they completely like made him feel way better than he has in his entire history.
Oh, dude, Sonic Booms are fucking where it's at.
Yeah. Sonic Boom.
Let me check. I have 78 hours and 53 minutes in story mode. And I'm not Done.
Wow.
Of course not.
I still have to max out every other fucking master in the game and do all their quests as well.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if this is the right game as well, but you said this is also multi-platform, right? When it comes to the online.
I play with Sean, who plays on PlayStation. Jack's picking it up on PC, and from everybody that I've played against PC players, Xbox players, PlayStation players, not the Switch, because that thing can go fucking eat a dick. It can. Everything else feels great. Oh my god, online matches. The slowest I've ever got was about 6 frames. And that was from somebody that I was playing against with fucking dog-ass Wi-Fi in Russia.
That's fucking crazy. Wow.
Dog-ass Wi-Fi in a completely different part of the world because rollback netcode is where it's at.
Casey, other things that you enjoyed about the game as a casual as well, now that Mike kind of broke down how insane the story is and the characters themselves.
One of my favorite things is the concept of the battle hub. It is basically your multiplayer lobby, and it's a giant ass arcade in the middle of Metro City.
That's super dope. That's super cool.
It's incredible looking. I have screenshots and shit if you want me to send them to you.
Yeah,
sure. It is a huge fucking location, and Metro City is a permanent replacement of New York.
Yeah, if you want to send the screenshots, I can easily put it in the OBS and then just have it there as a quick cut.
Yeah, let me. It's gonna take me a minute to grab them off of the Xbox app, but I have everything.
Yeah, just send them to me on Messenger. But yeah, I think the game looks beautiful. That's something that, and that's another thing. Yeah, that's the thing that I feel graphically, Mortal Kombat's always gonna look realistic.
But this is gonna last forever.
Yeah, I don't know if MK is ever gonna beat that. I don't think they're gonna beat them in the graphics department this time. This game looks fucking stellar.
Just because a game has realistic graphics, doesn't mean shit when this game's movement controls, combat, special moves, cancel moves, and as well as fucking supers and specials all feel good. Ryu feels like the best he's ever felt. He does not feel too heavy nor too light. He doesn't feel like he weighs like a bus, but he's not as light as a bicycle. This fucking guy moves well. Every character has good movement. Specials feel good and impactful. And you have to finally do something that I haven't had to do since Street Fighter fucking 3, which is meter, consumption, and management. So you have to think, do I hit this big fucking move and spend all my meter? Or do I take my time and slowly pick this person apart and then beat them with their own bullshit?
Okay. The latter would be the smart decision.
Yeah.
Dude, play how you play. Hyper aggressive or defensive as hell. Become a turtle or be as fucking sturdy as a brick wall. Take your time. Learn every single character in the game. Because you're gonna.
Yeah.
Whether you want to or not,
you have to.
You physically have to complete story mode.
Which is great. They make you... I love games now, especially in this digital age, that make you earn your keep in the game. Love that. That's what made me want to beat Mania 19 and all these other games when I was playing as a kid on the GameCube. I wanted to beat Mario Kart Double Dash because they made you earn shit, Even with the minute shit there.
It's not just fucking mastering people's movesets and getting better with their kit and equipment. You have to figure out the dislikes and likes of each fighter. What type of food do they enjoy? What's their favorite fucking, how would you approach them in a conversation that they would really enjoy and like?
Yeah,
and the higher your bond gets,
you get personable.
The higher your bond gets, you eventually unlock their alternative costume that you can use whenever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just you're learning moves from them. They make it feel human, which I appreciate.
There's not a lot of actual in-game dialogue.
Yeah.
My God, everything's text. A lot of the time, everything is text with little snippets here and there.
Yeah, but the text
that's
itself
all I
feels
need.
human. Yeah. It feels
I don't
like
want
human
a
conversation.
multi-billion-dollar fucking like Johnny Cage talks to you. It's no, I'm having a conversation with Luke, and he's like, yeah, my favorite things to do is train and play fucking fighting games all day because I'm a dork.
Yes. Yes.
Jerry, what do you really like doing? I like being a sadist, but I'm a big, huge fan of spicy curry. It's like, what the fuck? I'm not making
She hangs
that
out
up.
with Dalzine, fucking having some curry.
Yo, would you guess that Zangief's favorite fucking thing is an exclusive weight set that you can get him? Or do you think that sometimes all Zangief really wants is a wood-carved bear? Because he loves bears. He really loves bears.
You could say he bears bears.
He bears the bears, bro.
He bears the bears, brother.
He bears them.
He bears
And then
bears,
he fucking
brother.
buries you.
But he also becomes
Fucking
your
picks you up
motivational
and-
speaker.
Yeah, he's a motivational
Oh my
speaker.
God, that's the best part of the game.
Wait, he's a motivational speaker, Zangief?
No. When you get trained by Zangief, the first time that you meet him, you go through the original cutscene of you're meeting this character for the first time.
Yeah.
When you choose to be trained by Zangief, he has you do something that is relatively difficult to do, which is lifting weights and balancing on one leg and squatting.
What the fuck?
It's very difficult. It's a real
Right.
thing, I swear to God.
Okay, no, I'm sure. Okay.
And when you try it for the first time, you're doing it just with a single leg squat, which is not easy to do. And Zangief is straight up telling you, no, you need to push in deeper, do it better. Nothing can stop you. Only you can stop you. It's like, what the fuck? Zangief, what do you mean you read Russian literature, you fucking weird? Oh, Zangief loves to bash men's skulls in like bird eggs. But he also likes to read a nice book by the campfire. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, I like that they're making them three-dimensional, though, and not just like, oh, they're big, strong men. Like,
Bro,
no, he
one of
has
the
personality.
things-
That's cool.
One of the images in the game that you get if you talk to him enough is him going, yeah, I like to go to the library and pick up a good book and read it. The next thing, yeah, so one time I pulled a submarine through the icy tundras of Alaska. What the fuck do you mean you pulled a submarine?
The fuck? That's Zangief for you.
Zangief has been on some weird shit ever since the game made him wear pants.
Yeah, true. Can we like make Zangief now that I know where they're going to go? I want him to be like Mark Barrow style, where he becomes like a motivational speaker. He just starts coming to like presentations like, you see, I big strong.
Dude,
you
want
can
some
be too.
fucking-
I'm
Dude,
not,
you
how
want
am I
some
supposed to
fucking
crush
weird
sparrow
shit.
egg between thighs?
Dude, you want some fucking weird shit? I got one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that Zangief's best friend isn't E Honda? It's ex-president of the Soviet Union, fucking Gorbachev.
What the
Makes sense.
Zangief's best friend is ex-president of the USSR.
Oh yeah, because
Gorbachev.
he tore down the wall because he didn't like it either, right? Like there's been huge.
Because in the ending of Street Fighter 2, Zangief meets Gorbachev and they do the Russian fucking cock fucking kick dance.
Oh no, yeah, that is fair. I mean,
that shit's canon.
That's wild.
And that shit's hilarious.
Wait,
It's
he's
goated.
still.
Dude, that shit rules.
Is he still alive in that universe then?
Gorbachev?
Yeah, because the game takes. Yeah, absolutely.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I tell you why?
Huh.
How I know that? Because this game takes place in the early 2000s.
Oh Jesus. Okay, yeah, he's definitely alive then.
Okay, yeah, he's still alive.
Probably in a retirement home, but he's alive. he's kicking.
He's
Yeah.
kicking, but he ain't cooking.
So yeah. all in all, even though Nikos and I have yet to actually play it, I think it's we need to get that graphic one of these days. We've got to get that graphic back. But we'll just say in the Knuckles style, Street Fighter 6 is Indy Force approved. So yeah, good shit.
Approved.
I wouldn't say I disapprove of MK1 or 12 yet.
Yeah, we don't know about it. We don't know enough about it.
I will say we don't know enough about it. But
the only thing we do know is the pre-order character currently is Shang Tsung.
What the fuck? What, really?
Yeah.
Shane fucking Tsung? You couldn't put him in base game? Why?
Even though he's in the story mode?
Right. Why is he downloadable?
Which is even stupider. Alright, so to give an example, right? Okay. To do the comparison, Mortal Kombat is doing their pre-order character being Shang Tsung. Do you want to know who the fucking first ranked DLC character is for Street Fighter 6?
Go ahead.
Fan favorite Rashid comes back from
of
SF5.
Course, yeah, he's awesome.
Because Rashid is fucking radical, and to bring him back in the modern era is sick as hell with this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it, and each character gets a battle pass that you play through. And the more that you do and the more that you unlock, you get items and cosmetics for your character in-game.
And for real, I love Rashid. I loved him when he first showed up because his moveset's ridiculous.
Dude, he's the fucking turbulent wind.
And
you bet your ass you love him.
And he's an interesting character on top of that.
Where was his debut?
Street Fighter 5. Right?
He's one of the things from SF5 everybody agrees is fantastic.
Yes. So it was really good. He was awesome. And then you look at what MK has got. I've never been that interested in Shang Tsung. Never.
I mean, I liked him, but that's only because I liked his movie counterpart better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the point. When your movie counterpart is better than the fucking games and more interesting than the games, is dude. What the... Yeah, I don't know. That's a piss poor choice, in my opinion.
Here's my rendition from the previous Mortal Kombat game, which is basically... New villain appears to threaten to disrupt the timeline by doing a time reset. Earth's champion, Liu Kang, becomes the new god of Earthrealm.
Yeah, because he reset the universe, right? That's the whole story they're telling?
And now in this game, there's going to be another time reset. And I heard this from Mike, and the only thing that I said to myself was, after watching the trailer and viewing the story, I said, can we just have a Mortal Kombat game where they, host a fucking tournament?
No, Nikos, you don't want... Listen, your tiny, tiny, dumbass brain does not understand how Ed Boon works. Ed Boon wants to do this. Ready? So, here's how we're going to do the next Mortal Kombat game, okay? So, here's what happens, right? You're going to play as Fire God Liu Kang. He has lightning, but we don't talk about it. And Raiden's a regular dude. Because he's no longer interesting. He's a normal dude.
He no longer consults with the Elder Gods.
And somehow a Japanese man and a Chinese man are friends.
Okay.
And brothers now. And they're both a part of the Lin Kuei.
It's really awkward.
So,
it's not even original
after all
Sub-Zero.
that, right? After all that, all the stuff that you just did, don't fucking interrupt. After all the things that you just did, I'm the mastermind of this company. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
You don't get my plans.
Okay, Kermit the Frog.
So after all that stuff that you just did, the 180 hours of story you just did for the Mortal Kombat game you just purchased with extra DLC that was addition to story, because fuck your wallet, we want your money. So what you're going to do after that, right, is probably bash your head up against the wall.
Oh my god.
But you're not done. Trust me, you're not done. I promise you, you're not
You're
done.
only just getting started.
Now, what you're going to want to do, right, is buy the new pre-order bonus character for a fighting game. We don't even know what fucking number we're at anymore.
Yeah.
No clue. Somehow we call our game MK11, but it should be 10. But we count MK versus fucking DC as a thing?
Oh, they do still?
It's a part of the thing. It's number 8. It's number 8.
Okay, I thought that was a spin-off. All right.
Nope. It's a part of the timeline. Don't worry about it. Okay. So here's what's gonna happen, right? Johnny Cage, all the development gone. He is now bland and uninteresting again. I took his sperm, and now he can't have babies. I took it. It's mine now. And then I took Sonya's ovaries, and no babies. They're gone now.
Wait!
Jax has arms.
Wait, so Cassie's gone?
Cassie doesn't exist anymore, so Cassie doesn't exist. Jax's daughter doesn't exist.
Why? She was actually good.
Takeda doesn't exist. And fucking Kung Jin doesn't exist.
Cassie Cage is
Jackie and Cassie no longer exist, yet they were the two primary characters.
They were fucking great! Why?
Yeah.
They were actually interesting! Why? Yeah. Why do you have to fucking take away the two most interesting characters you've had for years?
First off, don't fucking interrupt me, okay? This is my universal reset, and this is how I want to do my thing. So shut the fuck up.
Well, Kermit, I don't think it's very good, so fuck you, okay?
I think the part that really sucks is that it's not Kuai Liang Sub-Zero, it's fucking Bihan.
Yeah.
And Smoke no longer has long flowing hair. We cut his hair.
Funny you mentioned that, because I actually searched
the cyborgs are back, by the way. That's never explained.
It's funny you mentioned that. I'm glad you actually brought that up, because I have the screenshot comparison of graphics here. So, right here is, I'm just going to put this straight in the middle, over all of our faces. This is Street Fighter's arcade cabinet graphics, which are fucking great, okay? So, that's fucking awesome. And here's Mortal Kombat's graphics. This is Sub-Zero, the Sub-Zero you guys just mentioned.
Yo, I can't wait for fence punching. I can't wait for it. It's gonna look great. I can't wait to do combos and they look really stiff and janky and look like shit.
Yeah.
Because we want to make our characters realistic.
Yeah, well, how well did that work out last time?
James, I just sent it via the group. That's the Battle Hub. Yeah, it's going to be in the WIW group chat.
All right, cool. I'm getting that right now, so cool. Yeah, this is, and I'm just going to show this real quick because I want people to see how amazing these graphics look in Street Fighter 6. And again, just compared to the Sub-Zero reveal, it looks so dull and uninteresting. The fucking graphics don't look colorful at all. And then you look at Street Fighter 6. I have it on screen now. This arcade area alone is enough to be like, yeah, sold. Yeah, gimme. I want. It's night and day.
Bro, how often can you say the words, right? I got to hang out with Zangief and I was on the cover of SF Gamer fucking magazine.
Right.
which I then gave back to my first master, and he said, "What?"
Yeah. That's wild, man. It's just
you have full conversations with people. Dude, Ryu talks about that he hates spiders.
Yeah.
They fucking text you throughout the entire game.
Yeah, and you
get text messages from the people that you're learning shit from talking to you to continue conversation.
And you want to know what just occurred to me as well? Because MK, right, we're comparing and contrasting. This just hit me as we're talking about this. MK has completely lost the plot with their roots, like Nico just mentioned. Can we just get a fucking game that has a goddamn tournament already? God damn. right?
Dude, it hasn't had a tournament since Mortal Kombat 9.
But in Street Fighter, there's all this other side shit, but they still have that as the fucking heartbeat.
James, you joined 2 tournaments in this game.
Right.
Because your character's an amateur and starting to build a legacy. But you know what Mortal Kombat can't say that they did? We added fucking Hornbuckle, a background character that shows up for like a minute into our game. We added Ermac, who was just a name and a code like 20, 30 years ago. Yeah, Street Fighter put fucking Shen Long, a throwaway line from Street Fighter 2, and made him into a full character that you can face.
Yeah, mistranslation. Good point. Yeah.
A mistranslation that became a full character because of some fucking April Fool's joke, which is incredible, by the way, into a character that you fight because of the end of the game.
Right.
When you beat main story mode, you travel through the fucking world and learn and fucking fight these incredibly powerful fighters.
Right.
Like, that's so cool. I'm the Street Fighter. I'm the video game boy. I'm the one that plays the game.
Yeah. Capcom Sports. It's in the game. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, fucking. I think it's safe to say, like, out of all 3 games that we're talking about, like, because not all of us have played that yet. Well, Fight Forever also.
Yeah, but that's a completely different, like, circumstance.
Yeah, circumstances are different, but, like, out of all the games we talked about here on the show, Mortal Kombat, I'm looking forward to the least, man, because it's so... Again,
it will be good.
It will, but it could have been a lot better.
I feel like with the new Mortal Kombat, it's basically just, oh, great, I get to basically play what was essentially the same plot as the recent reboot that came out like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Where it's not going to feel like I'm playing in a tournament. No, I'm just fighting to reset the universe a second time. Like, it's not going to grab my interest. I mean, the only thing that grabbed my interest was Shang Tsung is a DLC character, not a DLC, but a pre-order character. But even then, like, I don't know why.
Also, Liu Kang fucked up day one.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Can I explain the plot, if you don't mind?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Nikos, but you'll see what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Liu Kang is so piss poor at being an elder god. Melina still has the fucking Baraka condition. She's the emperor of fucking Edenia. She's the queen of Edenia, but still has the fucking Baraka syndrome. How? You reset the fucking universe.
I guess Ed Boon has a teeth fetish?
Yeah, I was about to say, Liu Kang's just Ed Boon, so maybe it's a fucking fetish.
Oh no, Scorpion is Ed Boon.
Well, yeah, but it's
hang
like
out with Sub-Zero.
But it's like he's been making Liu Kang the main character for years or whatever, and
Liu Kang was designed from day one to be the main
character. So like anything that Ed Boon likes, it like translates to Liu Kang.
No, so you'd be surprised. He hates this character.
Well, then he hates himself, I guess. Dude, it's I don't know, man. Like it will be a good game, but I think it's one of those games where it's like
it will do fine in numbers. It will do very well. I think the gameplay will be fine. It will be exactly what people are expecting. But for me personally, it's not worth my money.
No.
Nor is it gonna top the sales that
Street Fighter 6
is currently pumping out.
Dude, they are rolling in money, Capcom. Jesus Christ. They might surpass EA Sports at this rate with how much money they're making. Jesus Christ.
Well,
and that's with loot boxes.
Here's the difference, right? With the big difference, the huge fucking difference actually between Mortal Kombat 1 or 12 and Street Fighter 6. Casey, what was the first thing I had you look at the minute we started playing the game? The minute you started picking up and playing, what was the first thing you saw? Besides the open world and making your character and doing all that. The minute you actually walk around Metro City for the first time, what is the first thing that I told you to look at?
If I remember correctly, it was a Final Fight shout-out, that fire juggler guy.
Pretty good, but on the ground, right?
Oh, the way. Our
At
way.
the main beat square, it shows this plaque that's located, that's engraved into the stone that you walk on that says Our Way. And
Right.
it shows Street Fighter 1 to Street Fighter 6. All of the fighting games that were made without third-party content or anything made by Capcom.
Which are canon to Street Fighter 6.
Right.
Which are canonically a part of this universe now.
And there...
Mortal Kombat erases their history. Street Fighter
embraces it. Yes, there's the difference.
They preserve it.
Yep. They protect that shit like the fuck, like they're protecting a goddamn national treasure. That's how much they love their history, and that's good.
And for all you Final Fight fans, yes, do not worry, Mike Hag around doing his thing.
Yes, of course he is. Metro City. What do you mean?
No longer.
Not anymore.
Oh, is he not? Is he retired?
Yeah, no.
Cody.
Cody's taking over
shit.
for him.
The prisoner is now the mayor. Look at that. That's cool. I like that. So yeah. Out of all, we'll give more of a update when we actually play all the games. I think because again, it's one of those things where like AEW is like what it is, but between MK and Street Fighter especially, I think it's like fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
I will definitely pick up Street Fighter 6 when I come back, which, to give everyone context, next month I will be going on a vacation. I am going to Greece for the entire month of August, and when I come back, Street Fighter 6 will be the first game I'll pick up and try out.
Yes.
You'll have a lot of Nikos. You're going to have a lot of fun with it, because the first, like any other RPG out there in the world, the first few hours are going to feel a little like, okay, they're holding my hand. They're trying to fucking ease me into what I'm about to do. When can I start traveling the globe? Really fucking quickly.
Yeah.
Great.
Like, if you don't run around like an idiot with like a chicken with its head cut off like I did for 5 hours, you can be traveling the globe inside of 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
And, it's a good game. And Mortal Kombat has some work to do, put it that way.
Well, Mortal Kombat's going to sell you on the story, and that's about it. And that's fine. But Street Fighter's going to give more updates as time goes on, and they already said, off of what Capcom released today, we already are doing quality of life improvements as we speak to make the game function and flow better.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my god, finally.
Yeah. Which is cute.
Because they're always on Twitter doing shit, talking about what they're doing for their game and the next updates and what they're going to be adding. And if you can't follow them on Twitter because you hate the fucking website, trust me, you're not the only one. They get in game. They give you a news section to tell you all the updates that are going to be coming out as well.
Yeah,
that's helpful
for sure.
By the way, here's the views.
Hey, there's the kitty cat. I would totally give Casey the solo shot right now, but you guys can see her just fine. Hello, little girl. Yes, I know you can hear me. That's why you're sniffing the headphones. That's adorable. You are adorable little kitty. Cool. So yeah, from combat games or fighting games to IRL combat, UFC. They're doing their big campaign, their ad campaign lately. If you've been on YouTube, trust me, they won't let you forget it. UFC going to be going on 30...
Wait, they're doing an ad campaign?
Yeah, they're going to be...
I did not hear about this. Please tell me more.
They're on 30 years now going on. This year. They're on 30 freaking years. That just makes me feel... I haven't even been around for 28 of those. I haven't been around for all 30. I'm 28 in September. Yeah. So 30 years of UFC. I figured we'd just kind of give brief thoughts about it. Any memories or moments y'all had about UFC, MMA, whatever. That you
the fucking fight with Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov that took place on dangling outside the cage has to be like up there as like the craziest moment that ever happened.
Are you talking about the one? Are you talking about the one where Nurmagomedov won and then they had a huge brawl afterwards?
Yeah, that one.
So I like that's the thing with me. It's like I love that card from top to bottom. Like that was probably one of the best cards UFC has ever produced. By the way, like top to bottom, and nobody remembers how good it was because of the fucking bullshit aftermath. Because everybody just decided to fucking get into a huge smoz because both men had way too much pride, and so did their cornermen. But yeah, it's that's up there. I think for me, and this goes to show how I got into UFC. No shit. That fight between Brock Lesnar and Randy Couture is always gonna be like, it sticks out to me because there's no way Randy should have been able to fucking go after Brock the way he did, and he did, and in turn, there's no way Brock should have ever fucking came back from that beatdown in round one, and he fucking did, and it was the best 2-round fight I've ever seen. It was fucking great, and I don't know, that's one of my favorite fights of all time is that heavyweight championship fight. I've always been a big fan of Demetrius Johnson as well. No shock. I mention him every time Brett mentions ever in a fucking match because I gave him the fucking exact takedown that fucking Demetrius Johnson legitimately uses, which is like the shoulder slam. It's like a fucking signature of his that he does in every fight somehow without fail. So yeah, I like that. I like that guy a lot. And we'd be remiss if we did not fucking mention, at least of recency, my balls is at Mr. Derek Lewis.
Was it Derek Lewis? I was getting confused with Bob Sapp.
Yeah, no, it's Derek Lewis. Bob Sapp I don't think ever worked for UFC. He was always a Pride guy. I think he may have been in Bellator a couple times.
I think it's just the big fucking neck that I think about, because these two have no necks.
That is fair. That is fair. But yeah, like, it is crazy that they're going on 30 years. Obviously, do we have any, like, favorite fighters, maybe? We could just kind of...
dude. Fucking, we're talking about the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about Conor. Everybody talks about Brock. But no one talks about the Iceman.
Mm-hmm.
Chucky fucking
out of my head.
Yeah, Chuck Liddell. Yeah, go ahead.
He is the one man I think of when I think of UFC.
Yep.
The hell with everyone else. It is Charles goddamn Liddell.
Him and Tito. That feud was great. That launched everything, really.
Dude, I fucking love that Dana White still has those shorts from that fight, because he goes, I fucking hated Tito Ortiz. I fucking hated him. So the minute that fight ended, I looked at Chuck and said, give me those goddamn shorts.
What was the UFC game that had Brock on the cover? Was it UFC?
Undisputed 3.
Undisputed 3. Yeah. When I played that, I would main Chuck Liddell. Because he was just that fucking good.
He's really good in that game, yeah.
He's the fucking Iceman, dude.
Yeah, he's really good. One of my favorite fighters I always think is underrated. Oh, god damn. Okay. Yep, me too. Fucking motor engine over there outside.
Is it Mighty Mouse? Are you picking Mighty Mouse?
Yeah, fucking Demetrius Johnson's got on a motorcycle right now. He showed up in my fucking front door. One of my favorite fighters of all time, and it's also, ironically, my aunt's, George St. Pierre. I don't think he ever gets enough love for what he's done in
You know
MMA.
who else doesn't? Do you know who else doesn't?
Go ahead.
Dan Cormier.
Yeah, because he got fucked by fucking, I don't even remember his name. That's how fucking irrelevant he is to me, even now. What's his name again? I don't even, Bones Jones, right? John Bones Jones? I think that's his full name, whatever.
Ah, yes, the boner.
Yeah. Yeah. No shit.
I do have this one recommendation of a fighter. I can't remember his name, but
go ahead.
What he said after the fight is very impactful. He grabs the camera and after he wins, he starts speaking out to spread awareness of male suicide. I feel like that's like a very important thing.
Oh shit! I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name though. Yeah, I know who you're referring to.
Because every single outcome of a match where it's like, oh yeah, I want to thank my trainers, I want to thank this, it was a great match. But no, this guy is like, there are guys who commit suicide every day, and I just want to let you know that you are not alone. And I'm like, oh my fucking god.
That is a Giga Chad right there.
Which, by the way, considering the fact we're going to be talking about a man who actually did, that's actually kind of eerie. Good segue for future, by the way, but unfortunately, I believe the man that you were referring to is Paddy Pimblett. I probably butchered his name.
Oh yeah, big Patty boy.
Yeah, Patty boy.
He's incredible.
Yeah, he's really good. I think it'd be egregious to not mention the two female badasses of all time in MMA. Ronda Rousey and especially specifically, actually three. You could probably put Chris Cyborg in there too, but Cyborg, Ronda, and Amanda Nunes, I think, deserve a fucking huge shout, because, man, did they fucking just take that MMA, for women ball and just run that to the fucking end zone for a touchdown, man. They are the goats of MMA, female-wise, I think. Because they are fucking draws still to this day. You put Amanda Nunes on that card, that's still gonna fucking draw. Any opponent now, fucking Holly Holm, who dethroned Ronda, any opponent that Ronda's ever faced, if they're coming back after years, that fucking sells out now. So, it really goes to show you the fucking impact that those women had. My favorite, I think my all-time favorite just human being and, just a guy in MMA, though, it's got to be Quentin Rampage Jackson.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God, it has to be Rampage.
The powerbomb machine.
Dude, it's, I listened to his entire interview. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but he did an interview with Chris Van Vliet. And it's funny, because at one point, he actually wanted to be a pro wrestler. But I think MMA was just getting so huge at that point that he had to kind of think about his family, and so he went with MMA. But man, I like his entire gimmick, presentation, entrance. Dude, he screams pro wrestler, but he's in MMA and he's pulling off legit pro wrestling moves, slamming people down at the fucking goddamn canvas is wild. I go back to his Pride fight every time, where he powerbombed, I think it was Bob Sapp, that he fucking just railed and powerbombed him. But yeah, go ahead, Nikos.
You know what's funny? You know where I discovered Rampage Jackson, funny enough?
Go ahead.
So, years ago, I was watching Nickelodeon, and do any of you remember a show called iCarly?
Oh, yeah. I forgot to be a cameo, yeah.
The kids go to an MMA backstage, and they have an interview with Rampage Jackson. And I'm like, that's not a real fighter. And I look up on the internet, the first thing I find is Rampage Jackson tearing down a door. I'm like, my God, he's real.
So, okay, there's a big story behind that, too, because apparently the producers of the show were fucking with him the whole time and not giving him the special treatment, and they were giving the other fighter with this other team the fucking special treatment. So we kept getting pissed, and then, one thing led to another, and it was just a shitty day all around. So he legitimately busted that door down out of just, it was like notches and notches of frustration, and he just took it out on the door. And he said, yeah, man, that's one of my most embarrassing moments on live TV ever. Him punching the door. He fought the door, and Rampage won this time, so there you go. Go ahead.
I don't know how many bells this name is going to ring for you guys. Does anybody remember Tank Abbott?
Yeah.
The only guy to almost get away with throwing a guy out of the octagon.
That is fair.
I got one better.
Oh.
And you remember Himbo Slice?
I do, yes.
That's fair. Didn't fucking Dana sign him to a fight for one appearance or some shit, right? It went absolutely poorly. Or was that a different company? No, that was Bellator. I'm thinking of. One last fighter I want to mention, and then we'll kind of wrap this up. And then, unless Mike has another one, and then we can go on for like another fucking 10 minutes. But we'll go on as is.
Is it CM Punk?
No.
Although I did watch his fight live.
That sucked. God, that sucked.
5 minutes.
Yep. Anyway. Yeah, Mickey Gall. What a fucking one-hit wonder he turned out to be. Okay. Anderson Silva, baby. Gotta mention the GOAT. The fact that he's still going now and it's fucked up how he's in the celebrity boxing shit now. But, like, even that, he's like, dude looks like he hadn't aged a day, and he never boxed before a day in his life. Like, the dude is he's a marvel, man. Anytime he's in a ring, octagon, whatever. The height of his run when he was the champion in UFC, that was a fucking time, man. Like, he was different. And, fuck, I said one more, but... Also, fair shout to the Diaz brothers. Just for how fucking tough as nails they are. The Briscoes of fucking MMA.
Who?
The Diaz brothers, Nate and Nick.
Okay.
Yeah, they are...
That's for Gomez, and fuck the fucking Diaz brothers. Fuck them all. Those cockroaches.
Yeah, man.
The Diaz brothers.
Yeah,
really
fucking him and... dude. Connor's best rivalries, one was with Nate Diaz, one was with Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo was a fucking fight and a half, man. Like the first one, I think. That was fucking wild. Really, really enjoyed their fucking feud. I love their back and forths as well. But yeah. That's our thoughts on UFC 30 years. I think that's pretty cool. MMA people.
I'm gonna bring it over to Mike. Also, I'm not gonna bring it over to Mike.
Do you have another fighter you want to bring in? You can.
Get your fucking ass to it, Andrei Arlovski.
Yeah, that's fair. Andrei Arlovski is fucking awesome.
That man was a goddamn animal.
Before roids as well, Vitor Belfort. Fucking animal. He was a fucking animal. I lost respect when he did roid only because of what happened to fucking poor Bisping. Although, Bisping, fair shout as well. Because of the...
You got any more you want to just...
I don't know.
Entire locker room as well. Also,
yes,
she's a great MMA fighter.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah,
I do also have, like, an honorable mention. I can't
ahead.
remember if he was an actual MMA fighter or a boxer. Do any of you remember... Canelo?
Yeah, Rob Canelo, right?
The only reason why I'm bringing up Canelo is because he was called out by fucking Gabriel Iglesias, and he was not happy about it.
Yeah, fucking... yeah, like, what the hell? Yeah, is this some fucking joke or something? Is that what he said? It's like, yeah.
No, Canelo is Mexican, yet he looks Irish. He has white skin and red hair.
Right.
And the only thing Gabriel made fun of him for was the fact that his inability to speak English in promos. Because when he speaks in Spanish during promos, he's a vicious killer. But when you pair him up with an English interviewer, he's like...
Oh, yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I know exactly what it is, yeah. It's fucking funny. I actually like that, though, because I think it's a great meme. Like, you have this aggressive speaking dude... like, just speaking a whole different language, and then the translator's like, he said he's going to absolutely eviscerate you in the middle of this octagon. Yes, sir, he did. It's like, okay!
Meanwhile, the English interviewer is just like, I think he said he wants to hug him or something. But anyway, back to you.
Yeah, something like that. Or it's the fact that they talk shit and the translator has to fucking like translate, and they say it so like calmly. It's like, I don't know, something about that's like way scarier. Like, as if you got this fucking like beefy dude speaking a whole other language that can absolutely rip your shit apart, and then it's just like this very soft-spoken translator.
The best way to get their message out is you need to let them speak their native language and just let us, like, I don't need to know what they're saying. I can tell from their body language and their ferocity. That's all I need to know.
Yeah,
the minute you force them to speak English, they're just looking there like, I go to like,
almost like everybody that Vince McMahon ever tried to force to speak full fluent English. Sorry, I don't know who said
like, that. You lost me.
Yeah.
Sure. So that's why I want to shout out to Canelo there.
Yeah,
Please
Canelo, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, UFC, 30 years. Big thumbs up there. They're the only good part of that fucking merger, to a degree. Well, Dana White not so much, but the UFC fighters, big thumbs up. Power Slap was great. Anyway, so yeah.
You can tell on that one that James really wanted somebody to come in with like the high five. So he had the hand up like this, but then he turned it like 90 degrees and then clapped his own hand over his fucking head.
No, I was checking my mouse.
So cheap.
No, I was trying to get my fucking what was it? I was trying to get my mouse. But
it's
anyway.
It's like watching somebody try to go for a fist bump, but then nobody decides to do it. So they just drop the hand a little bit. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
So anyway, we're gonna go from UFC and just kind of talk about happy memories with MMA in general, and we're gonna be talking about this little nugget that actually dropped that I didn't even think I'd ever see, but evidently here we are. So I'm just gonna share my screen. I'm gonna try to time this right, but I'm probably gonna fuck this up. So here we go. Here goes nothing. Yeah, I'm not gonna time that right. Oh well. But here we go. So we're going to actually be doing a quick little reaction. You see the four of us in the corners. We're perfect. So hopefully everybody can see the music video. If not, don't worry about it. It's mainly the song you kind of get a listen to. So, for those who don't know, Casey knows only because I kind of filled them in. I'm going to fill you boys in right now. Meteora 20th anniversary just came out, and it was released by Mike Shimurda of Linkin Park. And they were going through their entire catalog of stuff when it came to their Meteora tour. And one of the things that they found that was lost a long time ago, ironically, was a song that was meant to be on the album for Meteora, the original Meteora, called Lost. So this has Chester's voice in it. So Chester Bennington is in this song. And they debated for a while about releasing it, but it was big. It did a lot of numbers, and I think it really is eerie. It's one of the most eerie things. You talked about the UFC fighter that gave the male suicide speech. This is going to be a hard one to listen to. So I'm preparing you guys now. But it is really weird that you get that signature Linkin Park Meteora hybrid theory sound mixed with like their newest like drums and all that. It's fucking weird. So we're gonna play this now. 3 minutes and 18 seconds long. We're just gonna play it straight through and then give our thoughts after. Here it is. Our raw reaction, or at least these three's raw reaction to Meteora Lost from the 20th anniversary.
I like how they blend rotoscoping and anime together in this movie.
Yeah, that's a really unique kind of visual style. You don't see that every day.
Yeah, it's really well done. I think they even mixed it in with some AI art as well, because obviously they can't,
Yeah, I couldn't be the only one that thought it looks like AI.
Yeah, it was. It was fully AI. They took, I think they took clips of, I believe it was Breaking the Habit, and then like they kind of went with that as like the motif. Like they kind of recycled a lot of the hybrid theory clips and then just kind of repurposed them for Chester's stuff specifically.
Yeah.
Because obviously they can't get him, but
yeah. Honestly, this has the same kind of feeling for me as Audio Slaves Like a Stone. In that both singers who would eventually take their own lives, 17 years before the fact, were thinking about the afterlife and hinting at potential problems down the road.
yeah, which is like the most eerie thing because you don't think about it when you're in the moment. You're just like, is he okay? But like sometimes it's like you don't know. I think there's a lot more mental health awareness now than I think back then, especially for Chester's case, especially back then, because for those who don't know the fucking story of Chester Bennington, it is fucking tragic. A lot of the shit he went through when he was growing up, and to go through a lot of the shit he went through, and then you couple that with the shit of like just having a drive and then wanting to be somebody, and then the fame that comes with that after the success and not dealing with your demon, like it can fuck with you if you don't get it taken care of right away, especially if you leave it to fester.
I'm gonna say something that might get a lot of flack, but if you know the story behind the guy I'm gonna mention, I think you'll see where I'm coming from.
Go ahead.
A lot of people wondered after Chester took his own life what might have happened, what might have been of Linkin Park if he had not done so and was able to get the help he needs.
Yeah.
The answer to that question is out there. And his name is Corey Taylor.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Why does that name sound familiar?
He is the lead singer of Slipknot and Stone Sour.
Yeah, he's
there you go.
He's made it out the other side, put it that way. Not even just him. I'm glad you mentioned him too, but the reason I wanted to react to this is because he's not the only one now lately that's kind of came out with their own stories. David Drahan.
There's been quite a few of them.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few of them.
Lately, especially after Lost came out, like, that's when it really started to pick back up again, and I think, yeah, it's obviously, going to make Linkin Park money, and I think they're donating a lot of that to suicide prevention stuff. But on top of that, it's like, it's really gotten these big-time musicians to, like, humanize themselves, and I think that's a big thing. David Drahan had like a whole speech on a part of his tour about male suicide, and
where he himself was in tears as he said, "I almost joined Chester."
Yeah, he almost joined Chester, which was so eerie to think, and he got the help he needed because he realized he didn't want to go to that point of no return, and he's trying still to get that help.
I can't help but think back to the song "Inside the Fire," which dealt very much with similar topics head on.
Yeah. Inside the Fire was a big one for that. And then fucking Ivan Moody, Five Finger Death Punch, he talked about it as well. He's on his final tour now, and he's going to be retired soon. And he's going to be finally a family man, like full on. This is his last tour, but he even said, like, before, I think it was like right after American Capitalist came out, that album, he went down that dark path as well, and he needed to get that help, but he never like had that outlet to speak on it, and he finally did after Lost came out, and yeah, that was wild. KSI, I know people meme that I bring up KSI, but he even had a whole documentary about it, the struggles that he faces, and I think it shows with Chester, we're all human, some of us maybe have a bigger following than others, but like we all have our own struggles, and we all are trying our best to be better every day and to make our situation best, not only for us, but we do have that empathy generally. And I think a lot of people misinterpret that as like, okay, well, we're humans and sometimes we suck, but we're also humans and sometimes the good comes out of us in tragedy. But it shouldn't just be tragedy. And I think that stuff like this can help people, you know, get the help they need, not only for them, but for the loved ones around them. You know?
And to bring yet another aspect of this kind of thing in from a source you might not expect, somebody came up with a mental health encouragement message in the style of the Klingons from Star Trek. A couple of you might have seen this.
Go ahead.
But the phrase is, "The battle against mental illness cannot be won decisively. It is a long campaign against an enemy who never tires, whose forces swell to twice their size whenever you look away.
Yeah.
Battle against a foe of such magnitude who occupies your very mind. Every moment you survive is a triumph against all odds.
Amen.
There is no more honorable combat."
Amen to that, man. I think that really covers what Casey and I want to say. I couldn't even put it better myself if I tried. Mike, anything you want to add to this?
No, I think we're good.
What about you, Nikos?
You are not alone in this fight. Always remember that when you feel alone, there are those that will help you bring you back up from the darkness.
Mm-hmm. Always remember that, folks, for real. You know, we all need a little bit of help. Shit, I'm starting anger management in like 3 weeks. So, there's the proof for you right there. It's never too late to try and make a positive change, you know. Whether it's for yourself or for others around you or whatever the case is in your situation, you can get to that place of peace. It's just going to take a long time to get there. Especially in this social media landscape. Oh boy.
The labyrinth of mental health is a frightening one.
Yeah.
And it can be confusing, tiring, even maddening.
Yeah.
But if you keep fighting, if you keep pushing forward, if you get the sense that you're going through hell and you keep on going, you make it out of the maze. There is an end to be found. You just have to stick around long enough to be able to find it. And do not be ashamed to ask for help.
Never, ever be ashamed. Never think you never think nobody will help you either, which is a problem I've suffered through myself. There are people that want to help. You got to look for the right people. You know, so don't be afraid of that. Seriously. Take the right steps. Don't just get complacent as well, because sometimes complacency can be your worst enemy, and then it rears its ugly head again.
Yep.
So, but yeah, we're gonna go on the next commercial break, and then we're gonna have 2 more topics. Number 1, Smosh reuniting. That's our semi-main, and then big update on Weymouth Youth Wrestling when we come back. That is our 2 main event topics. We will be right back. Do not close that window.
We will be right back with the Indy Force Podcast, right after these commercial messages.
But then he ended up joining WCW and the Alliance. Because when people think WCW, they think of the guy that basically helped WWF win the war, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Eric Bischoff, Uncle Bischoff, doesn't like his nephew Eugene. And we got Coach in Ohio, sporting Michigan colored, you fucker. That pissed me off.
Don't even get me started on Tony Storm crying. Oh, she cried. And the glass shatters. He opens the door. And off we go. Brawl ensues. Go all the way towards the Dipping Dots section where Cody dumps his Jericho's head in the Dipping Dots.
That was my favorite part. Next was Best Friends getting interviewed.
And somewhere Jim Cornette had a conniption fit. I got a ticket! I got a ticket.
Get out of here.
You don't mess
Get
with
out of here.
I have a ticket.
And literally, security and the police escort the Nightmare family off the premises.
MJF says, how you looking now, midlife, Chris?
Cause I keep ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Indy Force fans of all ages. I am Luke Lynch, commander of the Legion, and if you have not already, check out my adventure vlog series over on my channel. Grant you, it's not the most often updated series. It's definitely far from frequently updated. But when it is updated, it's good times, geeky, nerdy, and fun times all around with cool geeks from all walks of life. For example, YouTubers, content creators, Twitch streamers, you name it, I've got it, all on The Adventures of Luke Lynch, which you can find on my channel. Subscribe, like, comment, watch, share, do the whole thing under the umbrella of For the Win Productions. Future James, take it away with that outro.
Hibiki TMD on YouTube, retro gaming, pro wrestling, podcast, Terry Bollea, Hibiki Honors, Hibiki Quickie, everything in between. Hit that subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at the Hibiki TMD. And hey! Watch out for pedestrians, pal! You on the bike! Slow down! Hit that subscribe down below. Check us out at the Hibiki TMD on Twitter, Hibiki TMD on YouTube. Oh, the goddamn goodness.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now. Owen the Talkinator Studios series premiere of Owen and AJ Talks. Welcome to the FTW family, Zero Miller. Shared experiences re-airing on the new FTW main hub. All retro wrestling review series videos on demand and upcoming. The Wrestling Rundown makes its return, available now on demand. Fantasy Booking Series video, If Goldberg Stayed in WWE in 2004. Pride CAW Supercard by Zero Entertainment. All of A Simple Man's Brand Simply Predicting panels. Simple Bracketology season premiere covering the G1 Climax 33. AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, every show week by week. Indy Force episode 26, available now on demand. Jeff Meacham Network, all watch-along events. AEW Double or Nothing Dynamite Go Home Show Watch Party, available now on demand. A Simple Take, WWE Simple Takes featuring Casa D18 Studios. Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting, episode 3 coming soon. Breaking news, ATW View Impromptu, WYW Intro and Immortal Stream. Wrestling with Idiocy episode 8, Fast Food and Restaurants discussion. Plugs have concluded. On to the video.
Oh, what a lovely day today here in Steelport. But wait, is that Indy Force content? Woo! Come here, Grandma. I'm going to teach you how to like, comment, and subscribe.
We now return you to the Indy Force Podcast.
Well, shit. I didn't realize Mike was right there when right now we return you, so I'll have to edit that and post, but that's no big deal. We're back, people. We are here for the final 2 topics. We're going to get right into the first one, just so that way we're not pressed for time on the WYW stuff, which is the stuff we definitely want to talk about. But I did think it was really cool, because the fact that they're kind of like OGs of YouTube, and I grew up with them. The fact that this even happened is wild to me. So, for those who have not been living in the bowels of the internet on what the hell is going on with YouTube channels, which is fair enough, Smosh, I think everybody knows about the story about what happened with Smosh and Defy Media by this point. Defy kind of fucked them over royally, to the point where they had to sell the Rhett and Link of, I think it's Good Mythical Kitchen. So they ended up buying Smosh, and they survived for a long while. They had a big budget to just do fun videos, and they've done fun videos for a while. Meanwhile, Anthony Padilla, who was one of the original members of Smosh, of the 2, ended up leaving Smosh. He started up his own series called I Spent the Day With, which is a really good fucking series, because it really kind of puts into perspective all these entertainment figures. Pretty good shit. And then eventually one dropped out of nowhere, where he interviewed and spent the day with his old Smosh running buddy Ian Hecox, where they announced they have bought back Smosh. They fucking lost the company to a multimedia conglomerate that did a shady fucking deal in Defy Media and promised them all this grandiose shit, never delivered on any of it, and then basically damn near killed their creativity to the point Anthony left, and then almost killed the entire company as a result. And it survived. They went their separate ways for a few years, and then they came back and bought the fucking company back. You can't fucking make this shit up, bro. This is the most wholesome and the most gangster story that's ever happened on YouTube at the same time. Like, the fact that Anthony just came back is like, I'm gonna buy this shit now. It's mine again. Fuck you.
I want my baby. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
Yeah.
I want my baby back.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's basically kind of the rundown of that. Thoughts on Smosh back together, the original 2 members of Smosh, Ian and Anthony, buying Smosh.
Good for them.
Good for them. That's it.
The
That's
only
oh, go ahead.
The only video I've ever watched was Smosh that actually made me become like a semi-fan was their Life Betterers video.
Yeah, that's fair. Their Life Banners video is pretty good. I'll give you credit there. One of my favorite videos they ever did was the What the Fire Truck fucking thing. It's so stupid. It's just like, instead of saying fuck, say fire truck. It's fucking ridiculous. It's a funny little thing there, but yeah, whatever. I like stupid humor, and Smosh is pretty much stupid humor. They were stupid humor when they started, and they're stupid humor now. Basically, what Smosh is going to be doing is they're going back, or the main Smosh channel is going back to Ian and Anthony sketches. That's the only thing I'm kind of sad about, because I think you could get some fucking mileage by having not only those two, but Shane Top and fucking Damian Haas in some sketches. For those who don't know Shane Top is the one who created the infamous character of all Smosh, even after it, the Dumpster Wizard. Which, for those who was like, show, looking to entertain busters, eh? I've seen many a traveler's enter, none return. There's cheap beer and rings, shitty Mario Kart, and a lady who's a bar waitress named Tammy who keeps giving you eyes. Yeah, so Shane is from So Random, which, what the fuck? Okay, cool. Hi, little girl, we hear you. But yeah, I do hope they include the other members of the cast, because I don't think it's like, okay, cool, Anthony and Ian are back, but I think that those two have been the ones that have carried Smosh since Defy happened. And I don't think that should go unnoticed, or fucking just don't include them in skits. That's my thing, because I actually like those guys. Like, if out of all the members of Smosh, if anybody were to start their own YouTube, Shane Top and Damian Haas are probably the two that I'm gonna be tuning in for. So that's just me. I don't know if anybody else knows what I'm talking about, but I like those two. Those are probably the only two new members that I like. Yes, keep them around. Yes, but other than that, anybody else have any thoughts on Smosh?
No. Honestly, good for them. You know,
Smosh is not a corner of the internet I have ever really found myself in, but I am very glad to know that the OGs are back in charge.
There you go. So
it's almost like with the reunion of Smosh, it feels like a second YouTube renaissance is like slowly emerging.
Yeah, I know. I did notice that too, because they're not the only ones that have come back like lately, hasn't it? Like, there's been like YouTubers that have gotten a recent bump in popularity, I think. Like, fucking, I don't know, maybe it's just YouTube, just algorithms fucking all over the place. I don't know, maybe it's just a good day or something, but yeah.
Today was a good day.
Today was a good day.
Didn't even have to use my
What were you saying, Casey?
Didn't even have to use my AK.
There you go. There you go. Good shit. But yeah, congrats, Smash. Big thumbs up. Indy Force approved, just because we like to see fucking independent content creators get their shit back, especially from a fucking shady company like Defy was. Because Defy was basically what Machinima was for sketch comedy. So, there you go.
Yeah, but Machinima did so much good work, dude.
They did.
When Machinima closed its doors for, like, the final quote-unquote time, I'm like, man, that's a big hit to the platform.
It was. For a while it was, but you understood when the stories came out. But yeah, that's yeah, you understood exactly why. It's basically what happened with fucking the Nostalgia Critic crew and that whole fucking fiasco that happened as well. You understood. Fucking God knows what else as well. I don't even want to get into it because then we'll just go back to the Activision Blizzard fucking never-ending circle. But anyway, from shit that from good content creators to semi-decent ones. That's us. So, all seriousness here, and all jokes aside, we actually do have a huge update when it comes to Weymouth Youth Wrestling. We've actually gotten a few comments now over the last few weeks. Is WYW still alive? Is WYW still alive? Because we have been pretty much MIA when it came to anything WYW since, I think, a couple Indy Forces ago. So, we have a huge update.
And this one is actually fucking massive, considering the fact that for the most part it's just been us four.
52 weeks of weekly TV, which, if you count, that's 128 shows. One that has 6 matches and the other one 3. And by the
128 shows in the span of 365 days.
Yes. And that is completely done. All the weekly shit done. We may re-record some shit, but the bare bones of what we need recorded, done, we have it. It took a lot to do. We had a lot of goddamn fucking bumps in the road, to the point where if there is a year 2, which, by the way, it's not going to happen for 5 years after this fucking one's done, minimum. It might be longer.
Might never, but...
Might never be, honestly. But the goal is, if we do go back to WYW, we are not sticking with 2K14. As good as it was, it's also been kind of limiting in that if we had a newer game, the pandemic would have not been as big of a fucking problem. And we're not willing to risk that ever happening again after that shit. Because at the very least, yeah, online mode is whatever the fuck it is on 2K. But it's better than the alternative, which is waiting for fucking months and not getting anything done. And then shit keeps getting in the fucking way. So, that's what happened. But we got it. It is done. It is official. We have finished up the recording. It's huge for us. Because we never thought we'd get to this point. We literally just finished up last night. As we're talking here. So, like, literally we finished the last match of the weekly show. And that leaves us with only Immortal 2. And one match that I can't really reveal much about to record. A couple matches, actually. So, other than that, we're golden. We're in a very good spot. We just started voice acting a couple weeks ago. All the people that we have really gotten their chops ready to go for this, and they are fucking killing it, by the way. Special shout out to Moonlight Mirage, you'll see why. And a few others as well. Mistress Audio has been a big help. A few others have been tremendous. You know who you are. I mentioned to you on Discord. But, yeah, that's essentially what we have. If anybody else has anything to say to update the audience here, I said all I need to say. I'm just happy we're at this point where we can actually say that now. It's fucking crazy. So...
I just want to say, like, the biggest comparison, like, I don't know if any one of you have seen the new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse yet, but there is, spoiler, there is a chase scene which took the animators 4 years to make.
Right.
And it's a coincidence that it's gotten us 4 years
just to record the footage.
To finally get to the last leg of the mile.
Yeah. And that's not even including the scenes and shit, like the game stuff, but like that's something that could easily be done now. I could do a lot of that on my own now. The bulk was the matches. And, like, 52 of those shows had 5 to 7 matches, depending on the week. And then the other one had 2 matches up until the last few weeks, which had 3. You try to do the math on that one, but it's probably close to like a fucking... We're probably in the quadruple digits of matches at this goddamn point. Like, we recorded a lot of shit. It was a lot to fucking do, but we did it, and we are not going to spoil anything. But if you thought the Gold Rush tournament was big, bro, you ain't seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen shit.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
This is an entire show that spans from the aftermath of Immortal 1 to the following next year. That's how big this show is.
It's huge what we did. There are some things that they're not all going to be perfect, but you are going to be very, very, very well surprised with this product. We are very much in the mindset right now when it comes to voice acting, and Mike, I think you can attest to this. We want to make everything feel as legitimate as possible, which is ironic because it's on a fucking game. But you get the point. We want you to really feel, much like with Street Fighter 6, how you feel like you're having a dialogue with the character. We want you all to feel like you are getting to know each individual character as much as possible. Even the characters that may have a mystique to them, you're going to start finding out some details in the long term. That's definitely going to be our MO as we go through this. It's a big, big deal that we're at this point now. But yeah. Mike, you wanna take this, just go for it. But yeah, I think that's kind of the general thing.
I don't really know where to go with that, honestly. It's just, this has been a fucking uphill battle since day one, and COVID did not help.
No. No, it didn't. But we got through it. I don't know how, but we got through it.
By the skin of our teeth, we got through it.
Now, a lot of you people wondering, like, you know, since you have been very vitriolic with 2K14, how come you never switched to a different game in the middle of it? Well, 2 reasons. One, it would have felt very offbeat with how we started with 2K14 and then
just
we
all of a sudden
to
switched,
randomly put in a different game in the middle. It would mess up. But I think the second and the biggest one, we have both intentionally and unintentionally created feuds in 2K14 that we felt is necessary to continue using 2K14.
Yes.
Now, I know I've seen a lot of CAWs on YouTube, and to those that I have seen, you guys do some great work. Congratulations. I wish I could go back and put your names down the link. Hopefully we could do that in post later.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, what we will do as well at some point is mention those CAW leagues in a different video, but continue.
And they have been using, like, the current games like 2K18, 2K22, 2K23, and I will admit, yeah, newer is better, but
finally,
sometimes with 2K14, we add a little retro into our style.
Yeah.
Of like how we make the matches. And I know everyone say newer is better, but in this case, you get to see why we prefer the old way, because there are a lot of moments that we created in 2K14 that
not
you
do
wouldn't
in any other game.
No.
Oh, hell no.
No.
After what you witnessed for this first year alone, you're going to be wishing, man, I wish they really like remastered 2K14.
To a degree, yeah. If they did, and I feel like we're going to get to that point eventually, whether it's 2K or THQ Nordic that does it, who knows. But, yeah.
God forbid even Ukes jumps on board.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think eventually you guys will see what we're talking about when you actually see the show. It was really, really crazy. It was a crazy year.
This has been a labor of love. This has been a labor of love in the extreme from all involved.
Yeah.
And not to go even further, but I mean, originally we were just gonna stick to the original booking and half-ass whatever felt necessary.
Dude, I've done the count, by the way. We have rebooked the show a total of 57 times.
Yeah, 57 times.
Because apparently there was a moment that I can't give away.
No.
That happened that made us change the direction of how we have to view this show.
It was
because the old way wasn't going to cut it.
No.
Especially with the modern era of CAW leagues. And something I want to point out. If there is ever a CAW Slammy Awards shit, whether it's on Ringside News or fucking Triple Threat Productions,
or whatever,
take notes. Don't choose a favorite yet. Just watch the first year and take notes.
There is a formula that we do have when it comes to this. Like, it's a very extensive and crazy formula with 4 very different creative minds, but it became something way, way better than I even could have imagined. Because there were so many times where we had to, like, rebook and re-strategize what we were doing. Even so much so as, like, a couple weeks before we got the final matches done. That's how recent our rebooking has been. Like, we have not stopped rebooking. To the point where we've even, like, seen shit and said, we gotta change that immediately. And we didn't even write shit. We booked on the fly. I think Casey and I did a match. Can't reveal too much for the same reason Nico said, but we booked shit on the fly. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's not as easy as you think it might be. Because the way we wanted to do it was a lot different than how a lot of other CAW leagues were going to do it. But it's going to be appointment viewing, I would hope. And I think that it's going to make the fucking wrestling schedule already bigger than it is. But that's the wrestling industry for you. So I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, we don't have a year yet. We don't have an official confirmation I can give you yet, because I'm not going to cyberpunk it and let fucking people pressure us, to put it that way. Because
by the way, should we do a year or two, it's going to be that same approach.
Yeah, exactly. But go
it's
ahead.
just all you need to know for a release. It'll be in April, but we're not going to tell you the year.
Yeah. That is yes, good point. So yeah, it's going to happen in April, the start of April, because technically speaking, while it happened later on in April, it was supposed to be during Mania that April in 2019. It just didn't work out that way because shit happened. But it's supposed to take place right after that, because we have a very similar formula to the WWE pay-per-view system. So we are going by that method. But yeah, we have our big 4. We have all that shit. We have fucking storylines that kind of arc throughout the year. 2 very big ones included that really stretch throughout that year. And one big penultimate storyline that's going to impact year 2 if we ever decide to do one as well. So yeah, we have a lot of story. And it's really, really interesting. It's really well done. And I think by the time you guys see that, you will see what not only us 4 have created, but our dialogue team has created, which us 4 are a part of, but also Sean Maverick, Mistress Audio, is helping out big time. Big shout out to her. I in fact, boom, subscribe to her channel in the iCard here, because seriously, like, this woman is a fucking machine when it comes to writing. And I'm praising her on the air here, man, but, shit. If there's one good thing, oh wow, I'm gonna get emotional saying this shit. Now, You're a man, James. You're a man.
You're a Hebert, damn it.
Yeah, I'm a Hebert, damn it. If there's one good thing the pandemic did for us, it was getting Mistress on. I think because she helped big time, especially with a few of these characters. And she's good. She's damn good at what she does. And a lot of other people too. I mentioned Mistress as the number one, but anybody from Mistress's crew, and anybody from the other crews that I've kind of networked with over the years, I think that was like the biggest positive that ever came out of that. Waiting as long as we did to start doing the voice acting after we got the footage created. So it's gonna be huge what we do here. And I think this, ironically enough, I think this is only the beginning. But when we actually start doing the voice dialogue, man, that's like the thing I've been looking forward to the most. I think we all have been looking forward to that the most. And we started that already a couple weeks ago, but like we're gonna be really hammering it down as we go through it here. We've been coming up with some really good shit. So trust me when I tell you, you will not be disappointed when this thing is all said and done, and it will be well worth the fucking wait. So yes,
like I told you in our, what was it, second or third ever in-person Indy Force?
Yeah.
We are the ECW of CAW wrestling. You can put us on at a 4 a.m. time slot on a Tuesday morning. As long as it honestly doesn't matter. As long as you are patient with us, wait us out, and put your faith in us, we will give you something goddamn special.
Yeah.
And of course, to add, I know that there will be some people who will criticize us for how we booked the show, and I know when year one releases, you'll say, well, I don't think that I prefer it this way, and I don't think this is good. Well, that's your opinion, and if you have criticism, guess what? We'll take it as face value, we'll respect your opinion, and we'll use it as feedback for if we ever do a year two, because you have waited patiently since Immortal 1, since 2019. What we strive to do is to make sure that your wait was worth it.
Yep.
We have put, after 4 years, same thing with the directors of the Spider-Man movie. We've put our love, faith, soul, anger, tears, time, and joy into this project that I don't think any other CAW league, aside from NoDQ CAW from back in the day, would have said this could be the next NoDQ CAW in terms of story and continuity, basically. Because you can watch any CAW on YouTube. Mainly, those guys mainly upload an episode like once every 3 months, and I get it. You have time constraints, you're not fully into it, but you still manage to get something out.
Yeah.
For us, we want to treat it like it's an actual show.
Yes.
And mainly, it serves as a love letter to our favorite wrestling shows like ECW and even Attitude Era.
I mean, in a lot of ways, when this whole thing started, even before you guys came into the fold, Mike and I have two different loves. It was always that. Mike had a love for video games, and I had a love for wrestling. And this is a love letter to both. And that's what this show is. It's a big-ass fucking love letter to all that shit. And I think we all share that passion to some degree, you know? And I think that's kind of what it is. And, yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at, you know? And that's kind of where our focus is to make sure that it's the best show possible, you know? We didn't work 4 years, bust our ass recording matches on an old-ass engine for nothing. put it that way. So, Mike, anything else you want to add before we get the hell out of here and plug any other upcoming shit that might be coming up?
No.
Fair enough. With that said, we will be doing the plugs. I don't have the plugs graphic because that's for Rundown, not for Indy. But yeah. Mike, real quick, anything you want to plug or promote? I know you have started a new tradition on Mondays. If you would like to plug, go right ahead.
You fucking asshole, keep stopping us from doing?
I stopped at one time.
Twice. This is twice.
What do you mean it's twice? When was the other time?
It's twice. Last week.
No, when was the other time before that? I don't remember stopping it. Last week.
Last week. I'm fucking with you, by the way. Relax.
Oh, I was about to say. I was like, what? I did it last week? I don't remember that. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, we're doing Meltzer Monday. We're going through all the Dave Meltzer matches and just general wrestling shit and just enjoying what's going on. You can find us at the Firelord Kuzon channel on Twitch.
Yes.
And I will be back up and doing my own stuff on Twitch soon at MichaelX_WYW.
Yes. Indeed.
But, yeah, it's just fucking finishing up this show is more important.
Yeah, for sure. The other thing I also want to point out as well, we are doing other stuff to keep you guys occupied. We haven't, dropped off the face of the earth, guys. I am clipping this on WYW as well. So for anybody actually watching this clip on Weymouth Youth Wrestling, we are doing other shit. So we're gonna run this trailer now in this splice. So here you go. All right, we're back. But yeah, that's essentially what we got going on. If you want to check out the stuff that we have been doing. But yeah, he's doing Meltzer Monday, so go check that out. That's with our newest member, Zero, in Weymouth Youth Wrestling, as well as Kuzon, Nikos, and Michael X. So go check that out. Casey, anything you got to plug or promote before we get the hell out of here?
Well, you know the usual places. C Troop 19 on the Dead Bird app.
True.
Luke Lynch on YouTube, Insanity Works Incorporated, Luke 12 Lynch on Twitch, Luke some variant thereof as well on Tumblr. And tomorrow you can find me and the Greek on the Wrestling Fortune 44 channel.
On the Talkinator channel.
Oh, sorry, or on the Talkinator channel for a review of the movie we did a really botched watch along for, La Strada.
Yes. So be on the lookout for that. Nikos, anything else you got to plug or promote besides the La Strada Watch Along and Meltzer Monday?
Well, other than that, you can find me on, as how Casey said it, the Dead Tweety app that is known as Twitter. My username is @LionheartNikos. Whatever you do, don't visit my old YouTube channel because that shit is dead in the water as it is.
Yes.
So if you like to see my rendition of the John Ford Stagecoach movie, screw it, go ahead. Don't say I didn't warn you if the fucking video sucks. It was my first attempt. But other than that, yeah. You could also find me on Twitch as well with Firelord Kuzon. We are doing Meltzer Mondays on that. And we are doing, me and Casey and Owen, not only are we going to be reviewing La Strada, we are going to make it our new series of the Retro Movie Review, which we will be watching every single movie from this book of 100 fan-favorite movies of all time. And we will be using Casey's watch-along channel to stream all those movies. And for the Owen the Talkinators channel, we will talk about every single one of the 100 movies. And when we are done with that, we may or may not make a tier list on if it actually deserves to be a fan favorite. But now we know it says 100 movies, but there are plenty more that this book does not have. So if you have any retro movies that you know that is dated back 20 years ago, hit us up in the comment section, let us know. We will take your vote into consideration. Yep. And maybe one day we'll review the movie or watch it on Casey's watch along and reviewed on the Over the Top Invader. But for now, keep on the lookout for the first episode that we're doing of La Strada.
Yep.
We hope to see you there.
And real quick as well, if you have any movie suggestions and for some reason you don't like doing it in the comment section or something, you can also hit us up at JHubertside95 on Twitter, CTroop19 on Twitter, Lionheart Nikos on Twitter, or Own the Talk 44 on Twitter. So one of us that I produced the show mainly just to make it look pretty and nice, that shit. So if you want to go and tweet at one of us, essentially, we will recommend a movie and put it in the list or whatever. I think we're making a list as we speak now that includes the stuff from the book plus some other shit. So yeah.
Just as long as it's dated back 10 to 20 years. Because anything recent, I don't count as a retro.
Yeah, the wrestling is a lot different than movie cinema because like anything past 2010 is probably like still newish. So we're gonna actually like go further back than just the year limit that we set for ourselves there. With that being said, speaking of that, you guys can follow me on youtube.com/user/JHEBERTSID95. That is the secondary hub for FTW Productions, although it is now back to kind of just being Jay Hebert's side as a standalone. Although we do have our new FTW main hub, which you could find at youtube.com/@FTW Productions main. That is the new hub for FTW Productions. You could check right now. Shared Experiences, it is up right now as the Best of FTW Productions Episode 1. Go check that out right now if you haven't done so already. That's still a proud work that I love to kind of go back and watch. I actually was listening to it a couple days ago, because why not? I'm a whore for my work, all that shit. You can also check out, on Owen the Talkinator as well, the return of Content and Review with Mistress Audio, Owen Finch, and myself, as well as Character Select with myself and Zero Miller, our newest member of FTW Productions. On Zero's channel, you could check out Pride 2, which is his CAW Supercard that he's been doing. He did Pride 1 already, which featured Weymouth Youth Wrestling participation as well, along with his 2 CAW League promotions, Frontline and Pro Wrestling Universal. So go check that out as well. You can find those shows on Color TV and Zero Entertainment. All on the FTW main hub. You can easily check out one of our channels. On top of that, you can basically check out on Jay Hebert's Side 95. Jeff Meacham Network Watch Along's coming up. Blood and Guts, as I mentioned. But also, I believe we're going to be doing Royal Rampage. And we are also going to be doing... not Royal Rampage. Death Before Dishonor. At least as far as I know. That might be tentatively to be determined depending on finances. But right now, it's Death Before Dishonor. Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. So go check that out as well. And on Owen's channel, Wrestling Fortune 44 Incorporated. And that's the last thing that I can remember off the top of my head, at least. NXT TakeOver London Retro coming up on the channel. That will be with myself and Owen Finch. And you can also on that channel check out the newest edition of WWE Aftershock out right now. And the premiere of AEW Spark with Owen Finch and Zero Miller as well. Covering all the happenings in AEW. So I think that's everything. If I forgot something, I don't know. There's a lot of shit that I do. Too much shit to keep up with. But yeah, this has been the Indy Force. This has been a great show. And this will be the last of the format, as I said. New format change coming. Instead of just us four on the screen, we're going to actually be putting gameplay right in the center of all of us. Similar to how we were playing Lost is probably how that's going to be. We're going to be in the corners. And that's how the videos are going to be looking like going forward. So get used to that format. Get prepared for it. Whatever you got to do. That's essentially how we're going to be changing it. We just want to kind of give you something visually appealing to look at instead of us four yahoos. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. That will be coming soon at some point, I hope. We might have a couple guests, depending on if we get it done sooner rather than later, while you, good sir, are going to be at Greece.
Yep.
And yeah,
I'll be sure to bring back a souvenir.
Yes, I know you will. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think we have anything else to say. So, for the Executioner Michael X, for the Wrestling Encyclopedia Casey Gallagher, for the Lionheart Mike Nikos, I am the He-Man James Hebert, and until next time, we love it when a plan comes together. See you guys next time.
The preceding podcast was paid for by the Indy Force. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe and turn that post notification bell on so you never miss a video from us.